That boy wildin'.
Just giving people time to get on. We live on YouTube. Oh man, we're kicking off today. Good. We got 17 people on here already. So we're not gonna I don't think we're gonna hear too much of Talisha today. She's doing something, but she still can hear. So we still can't talk shit. And then Rams is on his way to his house, so he's already on here. But we'll be hearing him go over the website soon. We still got other segments that we do before we get to that special topic. First, how's everybody feeling today? Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. You guys feel that good?
Bless.
Yeah.
Good. Love to hear it. YouTube, how we feeling? Since Zoom don't want to say nothing, only Angie and KT. It's cool.
We feeling amazing.
That's what I like to
I'm
hear.
gonna speak for the YouTube people.
Let me see. All right, I'm connected on YouTube. As soon as y'all put some comments, I'll be able to see what you're saying. Everybody's quiet. You know, we don't come on no lives quiet. I'm gonna bring the energy. As soon as I'm done with these grapes and this green apple, hustle up and buy. Peace King. Money making A1. Peace King. Yes, blessed and alive.
You got that green apple. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Scary. He talking about bringing the energy. Thank you.
Yeah. I think I always bring the energy. Once in a while, y'all catch me slipping. We are so quiet on here. It's a waiting room. God damn it.
That's because I checked in.
It
at
shows me that
119.
Still got them in the waiting room.
Because when I look at participants, it shows that this many people's on. So I'm thinking 19 people was on, but really they was just in the waiting room. I had to accept them. Damn.
You talking bad about them. You want to know why they quiet?
There they go.
We still have some
Like
people
my
on
clean
here.
shade.
Right, we was waiting. We was waiting, Ab.
Yes,
I like it, Levine.
I didn't know it was a waiting room.
I like
My fault.
Now he got the energy he was asking for, KT.
Peace and blessings.
Look at Rams over there quiet. He like, oh boy, here we go. Okay, Rams, I love you, but I need to understand everything you saying today because I'm taking notes word for word and key for key because this facts. I need this to be my lock and load moment.
All right.
And now I feel better. They came and fixed my AC.
Oh, good.
Woo.
Oh, damn. I can't even imagine.
Oh, I was on mute. I said I got you, Levine.
All right. You hear that, Angie? We got our pens, our pads. Yes, pads, notebooks, and recording. Exactly.
This class is in Spanish. It's gonna be a translator here.
Huh?
He said he got Spanish.
Carlos, stop playing. I know you don't need no translator.
They're a translator. Come on,
No, you don't. You don't need no translator.
We're gonna talk. I
may need a translator
right there. So since we're taking notes, I guess I'll pull out.
Oh no,
bro! Don't even do that.
There you go. There you go.
Is they on the website? Put it closer to the camera. I can't see it.
Maybe I'll go blue on them. It's a little dusty. The rapper.
The most Not
All
blue for
right.
that cool common collector, huh? Miss Lakia, you quiet today. She over there acting like she working. It's
Lakia, what's
Friday.
popping? Lakia,
He is gonna wake up.
why you quiet today?
Hey y'all, I was working. I'm trying to fill out something real quick.
Okay, I won't bother you.
Oh, okay.
But I got my notebook. Did you see me hold it up? I heard y'all.
You gonna put
Oh,
on your
Denise
shirt?
got her sniper shirt on. Stand back up.
Who got
Let
it?
them see you in
Okay,
the
Nisi, I
building.
see you.
Hey,
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Jonice, I see you.
wait.
Oh,
Oh, she got the cup
snap.
too. She got the mug with it.
I
Got to
see
take a
you.
sip on y'all real quick.
You guys didn't hear me. I was like this.
Professor T, I see you come creeping up
Don't be
in
like
here.
Ab, okay? Do not
Don't
be
do
like
the ab
Ab.
on us, Nisi. Please do not do the ab on us.
I was already gonna do it anyway, so.
You know Ab don't care.
All right.
Hello,
Miss
everybody.
Charlotte. Hello, Miss
What's going
Charlotte.
Charlotte, what's
on?
popping?
I'm finally in person, y'all.
Professor T got the Starbucks
Hey.
going.
Well,
What up,
okay.
T?
Exactly. I'm
And the
about to
sniper's
travel, though.
cap.
I'm headed to
Yeah.
San Diego
I
for my
gotta show off
birthday.
my bald
All
head, so
right.
no cap for
Nice.
me.
That's the
You
stuff,
going to
Get
San
guys.
that
Diego?
bucket
I'm
hat.
back.
I like
Who
that
birthday is
bucket
it?
hat.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
about to
this
be
is my
lit.
favorite bucket hat. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. Levine,
Mhm.
we see your bald head too. You ain't got to keep telling us. It's nice and
Who
smooth.
birthday is
I
it?
like it.
Charlotte's?
Next
She
week on the
wears it
15th.
well.
Okay.
Yes, on the 15th, I'll be 54. Yes.
Oh, praise
Hey,
him.
Yes,
Wow. You said this
absolutely.
Happy early
Oh, that.
on the
birthday.
15th, Charlotte?
On the 15th, yes, I'll
Oh,
be
okay.
54.
Of this month, July. Okay.
July 15th. Cancer. Cancer
happy
in the
new
house.
age.
Ooh, come
Nice.
on, Jesus.
Mhm.
Grand Rising,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, my husband brought me Starbucks after Spy kicked my entire ass this morning.
Oh man,
That's
What you
crazy.
get from Starbucks?
See,
I
I'm gonna
got
tell you, I was almost mad at
look at
myself. I was
Av. He
like, what the
nosy.
hell did I miss?
so
But then
nosy.
when I was like,
It's because
I'm
the
good.
names that they use is so bougie. So I want y'all to hear her say the name.
So I get a peppermint white mocha,
Oh Lord.
almond milk, 1 pump of each syrup,
See,
extra
there
hot,
goes
no
the one
whip.
pump.
One pump, T.
What?
I don't like sweet
Yeah, one
drinks.
pump.
It's the no whip for me.
I don't like sweet
Go 3
drinks.
pumps.
I don't like sweet
All right.
sodas, juice. I never have. I don't like
I'm
anything
not
sweet
a
drinks.
sweet person either, but the one pump is
Mm-mm.
killing me though.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
one.
if I do a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie, I'll tell them no sugar, no turbinado.
Good.
Yeah.
So I don't do it either, but
Yes,
that's
And this
that's
is
excellent.
fancy
one
because
pump.
like my husband ordered it because I was annoyed, so he was like, here. But normally I just get an Americano. I like coffee. I like the flavor of coffee. And so I just drink it straight up with a little
Nice.
splash of cream.
Quite.
I love
Your
some good
wine
coffee.
must be dry then.
Very.
Don't send me
Very,
a bottle,
very.
girl. I need the sweet stuff. That'll knock me out.
It's so dry. My mom, when she'll try it, she'll just be like, what on earth? Yeah, it's very, very dry.
I'm with mom. Okay, Ab, we sorry. We apologize for taking over your intro time.
I mean, if I wanted to talk, I would have just took over. No, I'm playing. But no, I'm done. But I was eating my grapes anyway. I don't care.
Grapes in his apple.
Glenda keeps yelling your name. Peace Queen. Akeem. Peace King. You got Muslim names. Assalamu alaikum. Rance, Peace King. DC, Peace King. KT, Peace King. Angie, Peace Queen. Levine, Peace Queen. Carlos, Peace King. Sean, Peace King. Mo, Peace King. Trina, Peace Queen. Gina, Peace Queen. Darnell, Peace Queen. Lakia, Peace Queen. Pat, Peace King. Joe Neese, Peace Queen. Ash, Peace Queen. Talisha, Peace Queen. AV, Peace King. Jordan, Peace King. Drum Banger. Donovan, Peace King. Got a little Hellcat as a sound effect in the background. Pray everybody's feeling phenomenal, because I am. All right. We're going to start with our prayer, and then we're going to get straight into it. I'm just going to go straight Arabic on y'all. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik Yawm Ad-Din. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. I greet everybody in the words of peace be upon you. In the Arabic, we say Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. All right, so we're gonna get straight to it. Let me share my screen. We got 23 people. All right, so yeah, that means Talisha was in the waiting room too. So, so I guess nobody heard me. Rams is here. He's gonna be on in a few. Talisha is here. She's gonna be in and out. Yeah, so let's go straight into macro. So I'm gonna go. I think I've been. What did I post? I post so much. Straight into macro. We're gonna go to the Fed summary. We didn't have much this week. We just had. I think I put it in economics. Yeah, we didn't have much that this week. We just really had the Fed minutes. So this is the FOMC minutes, the sniper summary. The Fed just showed us his hand, and this is what the big money is paying attention to. A house divided. Fed officials aren't all on the same page. Some members are still worried inflation hasn't been beaten and believe another rate hike could be still needed, while others prefer they leave the rates where they are for now. Don't expect easy money. We're used to that. With Powell, he used to he had come out and print that machine. It's not going to be the same no more. The minutes don't point towards the Fed rushing to cut rates. The focus is still on making sure inflation stays under control. They won't come in and help the market. It don't matter if the data doesn't show that they need to intervene. It doesn't matter how hard we get slammed. They won't intervene. What's keeping them up at night? Sticky inflation remains the biggest concern. Higher energy costs and the ongoing supply chain pressures continue to make the Feds cautious. AI is still fueling the economy. The Fed acknowledged that the massive investment in artificial intelligence is helping support business spending and economic activity. That's another piece of evidence behind our invisible earthquake thesis that I will go into. Price stability comes first. The message is simple. The Fed is willing to keep policy restrictive if that's what it takes to bring inflation back under control. This is a hawkish hold. This is not dovish, meaning this is a bearish tone by the Feds. The economy remains stronger than many expected, helped by continued AI investment. That gives the Fed little reason to rush into cutting rates. And we should have known because Wash keep talking about AI and how important it is for our future. This is why we don't chase the first algo candle. The algorithms react to the headlines. We'll go over that. The big money waits for confirmation. I used this today. If Treasury yields keep climbing while gold and silver weaken, pay attention. That's where the big money is positioning. Not in the first emotional move after the news drops. Stay patient, trust the structure, follow liquidity, let the big money show its hand before you make your move. So when a move happened like today's wick, just go to your Treasury yields. Are your Treasury yields spiking up? If we're dropping down like that, we want to see the Treasury yields ripping up. If Treasury yields are going down, that's going to help us go higher. And same with VIX. I seen the VIX couldn't even get above 16. I was looking at the minute candle because we had about 3 minutes, not even. On the minute candle, you could see the candles weren't strong, and that 16 level never held, which told me that it was a fake out. It was a liquidity trap. All right, so boom, that got some reading to do, I guess. All right, announcements. Rich, Peace King. I think I posted announcements. All right, because this we could put this in our macro. This is, however, this is important. This is very important right here when I'm about to pull up. Love and light, everyone. All right, let's see. Got somebody. Santos. Oh, okay. Peace King. Marisol. Peace Queen. Charlotte. I just swore I read out your name. Peace Queen, but I feel like I didn't. But yeah, you get to Ash, Peace Queen. Okay. All right. So this part right here is important. Let me see what YouTube talking about. Oh, KT, you're very versatile. So you're in a Zoom and then you're in a YouTube. Wow. You're just everywhere, huh? Swerving. All right. So this is very important. Remember this. And you won't be as confused as to what's going on. We don't trade headlines. This is supposed to be the last part. I guess because I hashtag it popped up at the top. So we start here. I guess we start up here. We don't trade headlines. We follow market structure, liquidity, and what the big money is actually doing after the noise settles. You already know, stay focused. So that's not how the game works. The first move is usually made by machines before you can even finish reading the headline. Algorithms have already fired off millions, sometimes billions of dollars in orders. If you want to understand how the tape really moves, you have to understand how the code works, how the algorithms react. The second a major headline or post hits the wire, human traders are still trying to figure out what it means. Meanwhile, the big money has systems scanning every word in real time. I posted a video in the education tab that I suggested to everyone in the Discord. I said it was an amazing documentary. If you watch that documentary, I promise you will learn a lot of stuff that you never knew about the market. We talking about some of the people that started this electronic stuff, like from taking it off the board when you had to. They explained how they had one person on the buy side filling orders, one person on the sell side, and they had a board writing down the price, going crazy. And then the man that created the electronic system that we all use, are like the brokers and stuff like that. He's on that documentary, so it's amazing. It's in the education section. First, what the algorithms do, they identify who's involved. Is it your president, Trump, China, the Fed, or a major company? Then they scan for keywords tied to positive or negative market reactions. Words like ceasefire, deal, agreement, or pause can instantly trigger a risk-on response. Did you hear me? Words like ceasefire, deal, agreement, or pause can instantly trigger a risk-on response. Words like tariffs, attack, sanctions, or escalation could trigger a risk-off response. That's negative. Once those signals hit, the computers immediately start buying or selling index futures like ES and NQ. All of this happens in milliseconds. The trap most retails fall into. When you see a huge green candle explode after a headline, most people think the market believes the news. Not exactly. What you're watching is a mechanical execution. Every major algorithm reacts at nearly the same time, creating an instant surge of buying or selling. For about 5 to 15 minutes, price can look like it's confirming the headline. But here's what most traders never see. The big money isn't chasing the first move. They're waiting to see if the move gets confirmed. We talked about this before with oil. When oil first came out, same thing. If stocks rip higher on a piece headline, write this down. If stocks rip higher on a piece headline, but crude oil doesn't sell off, treasury yields don't react, VIX stays elevated, and institutional buying never follows through, that is a warning. So if stocks rip higher on a piece headline, but crude oil doesn't sell off, treasury yields don't react, VIX stays elevated, and institutional buying never follows through, you'll know by the size of the candle or the volume in that candle. That is a warning. The move has no real foundation. Once the algorithms recognize that the confirmation isn't there, they reverse. You ever seen Trump come out and say, there's a peace deal and stuff, and then we get the little, like an hour later, Iran or something, they're not following through, the market immediately sells off. So they dump the positions. The move has no foundation when the following happens with the crude oil, treasury yields, and VIX. Once the algorithm recognizes that the confirmation is there, they reverse. They dump their positions that they just built, and the price often fades right back to where it started. That's why that happens. So now you have the answer. This is why you don't chase headlines. The first move belongs to the machines. The second move belongs to the big money. If the institutions don't confirm it, the initial spike can disappear just as fast as it showed up. That's why we don't trade emotions. We trade headlines, follow market structure, liquidity, and what the big money is actually doing after the noise settles. Stay focused. We don't have to believe the war is over if the algos hear it. Trump knows this. He knows the war isn't going to be over for, in my opinion, 4 years or more. But he knows if he says the war is over, he don't care what we think. He knows what the market will think. And this is why he does that. Scamming at his finest. It's one more thing. Rams, what's the ETA? So, Rams, how we looking? It's one more thing that I want to talk about. Let me just go here.
Go talk about it, Ab. Just give me like 10 minutes or 15 about. I just got inside the house. I'm dealing with the dogs real quick and I'm getting ready.
All right, copy. 15 minutes. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is the phase 2 build out of this AI. If you don't know what the build out is, me and Rams made a video on YouTube a while back about how this rotation happens. And if you're not a believer, all you got to do is watch the SLB play that we did. That was phase 1. I said specifically phase 2 won't start until the market stops reacting to headlines. Over the past few weeks, I've been saying, or the past 2 weeks, but over the past 2-3 weeks, I've been saying market doesn't care about bad news, right? It's going to react a little bit. It cares about good news. So this is the invisible earthquake. Why phase 2 of the AI supercycle is officially active. For months, the market has been trapped inside a high tension distribution range. Retail traders have been glued to every scary headline waiting for the next crash. Labor strikes, supply chain issues, economic uncertainty. None of that matters if you know how to read the market. The real story has never been the headlines. The real story is how price reacts to them. That institutional signal has finally flashed. Phase 2 of the AI supercycle is officially underway. The next phase isn't about who builds the fastest AI chip. It's about who generates the electricity to keep these cycles running. To keep these chips running, sorry. Every hyperscale data center being built across America needs massive amounts of power. They need transmission lines, transformers, substations, grid upgrades, backup generations. Without the infrastructure, the AI revolution hits a brick wall. That is where institutional money is beginning to focus. The seller exhaustion signal is what I've been looking for. One of the biggest tells in this market is when bad news stop pushing prices lower. Think about what we've been watching over the past several sessions. Negative headlines hit the market, futures dip. Then buyers step in, absorb every wave of selling. And I have an example for you that I will show you. That tells you something important. The weak hands have already sold. Now stronger hands are quietly taking inventory. Institutions don't wait until CNBC tells them the opportunity is here. Do you? But they position themselves months before the crowd figures it out. Follow the rotation. A month and a half ago, we started watching money quietly leave some of the traditional energy names. That wasn't random. SOB. Institutions don't sell one sector unless they already know what they're rotating into next. The next bottleneck isn't oil, it's electricity. You can build every AI chip in the world if the grid you can build every AI chip in the world. If the grid can't power the data centers, none of it matters. That is exactly what phase 2 begins, and I actually have more than that. I guess it's good. Rams will be back in 10-15 minutes because I got more to talk about. You know, I already read a lot as it is. Let me tell you, son, reading that Quran is like reading algebra in the Harry Potter book or something. I don't know. It's the best way I can explain it. All right, where am I at? So I want to show y'all an example of what happened. This literally, it's my channel. Let's go to mine. So this literally happened like minutes after I posted that. Let's go here. Don't mind the channel. It gets a little ghetto in here sometimes. So where we at? Y'all don't even know about what this where this came from. I told you it gets a little ghetto in here. Oh yeah, I post a lot. Still scrolling. Just a sec.
Yeah, that one made me nervous. That Kramer joint.
Huh?
That Kramer joint made me nervous. I was like, wait, who fucking with Wendy's?
Yeah, Kramer. And he doubled down 2 days ago or yesterday to sell Wendy's. Man, where is it? What's today, the 8th? Oh my freaking God. Where did I post when I talked about, when I showed y'all the example of how the market ignores the news?
It was before the 8th because the missus had an appointment on Wednesday.
What was it? My channel?
I think I saw it posted on the membership app, like in the.
Does anybody know? God damn it. Ah, man, I don't remember. All right, that's such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. And I feel like let me check again. I post so much, I might have went right past it. Let me see, buyers hold. Let's learn this game. I'm going to talk about the memory. I do need to talk about that. Oh. Hold on, I got it. All right, boom. Coincidence, right? Still never got paid. Anywho, so it's right here. Trump came out and said, damn, what the hell did Trump came out? Trump came out and said, I forgot what he said. He said something. Something about the ceasefire deal being over, right? The geopolitical headline hit, then the futures dipped. That it did exactly that. And the weak hands immediately panic sell. The stronger hands at the time was quietly taking inventory. The selling pressure completely stopped working at that 7,483.50 ticks to 7,488.64 ticks structural pocket. The dip was instantly absorbed, and the market built a floor. I didn't post. I want to show you. I didn't post it, but if you look at the 7,483.50 to 7,488.64 structural pocket, you'll see what happened. Oh my, this looks amazing. Do you see where we're at? We're almost at all-time highs on the futures. We're a few ticks away. Just a few ticks away. We said that. We called that. Great job, team. So it came right here. Boom. They immediately brought it. Immediately. Any type of negative headline, I don't care what you throw at them, throw at this market. Any type of negative headline, it'll hit overnight. It's going to erase. We gained everything back the next day or the next horizon. I'm not done yet. You got to hear me some more. Let's just come here real quick. Make sure nobody's asking me anything. See, this is how we feel. Scroll. Said, have you seen Talisha's channel lately? It's been a little more active than mine's, I should say. Relax. But listen, if you want the information, you'll take the time and scroll and scroll and scroll, because everything that I say in the Ab Snipes channel is going to be of use. All right. So if you don't want to scroll, don't expect me to come in here and read. Honestly, I'm about to stop doing it. Right? You're going to start reading the stuff that I provide. And if you don't, that's your fault. Right? Oh, I forgot we're on YouTube. This isn't just the Snipers Command Center. Apologies, everybody. Sometimes I get a little worked up. All right. So memory is back. Phase 2 of the AI supercycle doesn't just need more computing power. It needs memory. Every AI model has to load, process, and move massive amounts of data. That's impossible without high bandwidth memory. Raw compute means nothing if the memory can't keep up. Overnight, the algorithms use the geopolitical headlines and the FOMC minutes as the perfect excuse to run a liquidity raid across the semiconductor space. In my head, I'm like, dang, do I want to finish reading all this? Because I've read it so many times. They flushed out weak retail hands, pushed prices into structural discount zones, and the big money quietly stepped into absorb inventory right at the daily 50 MA. And I'll show you. That's exactly what institutional accumulation looks like. Panic on the surface, buying underneath. The daily charts are showing a clear defense of the 50 MA across the memory sector. That's the battlefield that big money is protecting. We said this on the 8th, 2 days ago. Talk to me. If names like MU close strong below the 50, this bullish floor thesis is temporarily invalidated and the door opens for another leg lower. The target, as long as the daily 50 MA continues to hold on a closing basis, the spring stays compressed. The objective remains a move back towards the June highs as phase 2 of the AI super cycle continues to unfold. The headlines create the volatility, the algorithms create the move, the big money accumulated the discount. That's the difference between watching the market and understanding the market. Talk to me and I'll talk back. So look, this is SNDK. Never mind what's right here, right? This is Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. And if you like the UFC or boxing or anything, we got a terminal that tells you what to trade. And I've been busting the sports books upside they had. The last card of UFC, we swept. I think we won like 10 out of 12, got 2 wrong or something. I made a lot of money with a little money. Just like with trading, I risk a little, but I make a lot. This is SNDK. This was the first day when I realized Well, no, actually, me and Lakia talked about it the previous day right here. This wick right here was the tell for me. That's what caught my eye. How we closed right above. We closed right at the 50. Next following day, strong. You go and fill that gap. You come and test that 5-day moving average, but you didn't reject it. Now I look at MUs. It didn't even lose the 50. It held the 50. Now I look at DRAM. Same thing. That told me right there that memory was back, like hook crack. And then the following day, it ran up more than this. We're talking about like, I think MU was up like 100, SNDK was up like 200. It was crazy. But so that and one more thing. Rams, you back?
I'm back.
All right. It's cool though, because I still could go on and 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 on. I enjoy hearing myself talk. So this is Metals is back. I posted it. So they gapped up straight into the golden zone, and that happened gold, silver across the commodities. This is a bullish accumulation. We spoke about this last Friday. Perfect timing. Make sure to catch tomorrow. Well, you're here right now, right? Okay. And then Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin our last session as well. Isn't it odd? It's almost like you can predict what this stuff is doing. People, I know I came in the morning with people telling me that wasn't possible, but if you use technical analysis, you could very well be able to figure out where the market is going. It takes a lot of time to understand it, and you won't be right all the time, but you could definitely tell where the market is going. Timing might be off, but it's going to hit that spot eventually. So Bitcoin, I got Bitcoin going to 70K. We said this I think it was last Friday, or was it Monday? It's one of these candles. But anyway, I said Bitcoin is going to retest 70K and potentially 89K. Let's see, 70K, 75K, 89K. Yeah, 89K. But we might not. We might just reject that 80K. Honestly, we might not even pass 70K. Let's see though, because it's July, and I've been looking at the stats. I just read something that was crazy. In the institutional, somebody's betting a lot of money for QQQ. Damn, what was it? A big move on QQQ. I think I could put in the snipers alert. If y'all want to know what the big money is doing, I'll start posting it more here. I take my breaks. Like I go off and on. It depends. If I see people paying attention to it, I'll do it. If I don't, then I just do it when I feel like it. But this is where you ask the bot stuff, and even if it's on CNBC, then you know it was big. Tesla, a lot of money came in, and then I believe this one was. I seen Metas, but I didn't post Metas. Nvidia, and I seen Meta. When did I post this? What was this one? Okay, I posted yesterday. So I seen Metas yesterday, but Meta already had did this thing. Apple, a lot of money. This was the biggest move that I've seen. Memory is back. It just confirms what I said. The big dogs was out. They were buying a lot yesterday. Like I'm sure some of you seen if you check your flows and your dark pool prints, the big money brought everything yesterday. So that's what we have for the macro. And I went in on that for a little minute, but it's very important. Talisha.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What's up?
Are you about to leave, or you want to do the sniper roadmap?
I have too much going on in the background with the kids.
It's
So
okay.
yeah. But I am leaving shortly for my daughter's training.
Oh, good. All right, so the sniper's roadmap. Bullish and bearish paths, key levels, inflection points, economic calendar, and catalyst. I don't have the upcoming economic calendar. I mean, I can go grab it. But let's just look. Let's give us a little. I don't like to call it. I need another word for prediction. Let's see what we see the market doing next week.
What we anticipate.
I was thinking outlook.
Got something better than that? Okay. All right.
What's our thesis?
7,614. All right. Where's my fib? Oh, okay.
Hey,
Do I got a fib on it? Oh, I got a fib on that thing.
Is he on mute?
I don't know. He don't hear.
No, he's just not paying us any attention.
He's not even listening.
I can hear y'all now. I couldn't hear y'all before.
Right. I'm like,
There were many suggestions.
Huh?
There were many suggestions on what you should call it, but you didn't hear.
Okay. Hit me with one.
It wasn't me. Who was it? Lakia? Who was it? Wasn't me.
I think he heard mine, and then everything else after that he didn't hear. He heard me and Talisha.
Yeah.
Oh, I said
Thesis.
Thesis was Levine, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might have been the last one.
Thesis might be it.
Yeah.
We might come around with that since we already say that. Candy, Peace Queen. Freddie, Peace King. Mozart, Peace and Blessings.
I said outlook. What about outcome?
Outcome. Because it has no choice but to be outcome. Talisha, I don't be talking to myself. I really don't be. Sometimes it just goes out. You know, I'm not that type. I'm not that type of person that you think I am. I won't just ignore you unless you don't say Grand Rising to me.
You dead ass will just ignore somebody.
Anything. So if y'all do see me ignore y'all, if y'all go straight
You
to
see,
ask,
I went back to mute, Talisha, on that one. I said, let me go ahead and mute my.
She had to come off mute for that one.
All right, we're gonna talk about Charlotte. I'm gonna need you to go well, you can't do that. I need you to click off of Trading View. Just get off of Trading View. I see CLOV dropping, but that's good. It's okay. It is gonna go lower. It's okay.
I gotta get off.
Yeah,
no, stay on, Charlotte. Stay
off
on.
that Trading View. Get off that Trading View. And it's a healthy pullback. Check the weekly out. All right, so we're looking strong here.
Trying to get in because it's dropping.
Mm-hmm.
You said what?
I was trying to get in because it's dropping.
Oh, you're trying to get in.
Yes, because I got out early. I was in early, and then you wasn't in yet. You said something about not being in. I was like, oh, let me get out. And I caught it real low too. I was like, oh man. So I'm trying to get back in.
$4.27. You want to see it start bouncing there? Yeah, $4.27. So,
Gotcha. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm looking at how my moving averages is stacked and stuff. This is a strong move coming. My 5 is leading the way. My 10 is the green. My yellow is the 20. Yes, I have a lot of lines here, but I need them. This is strong. My moving averages are just lifting off the ground. They're just rising up. The move didn't even happen yet to the upside. Once these lift up more, this is going to take off crazy. So once you break 7,627.25 ticks, I had said, I don't think SPY. I mean, you never even know because I think I got 600. I mean, not 600. What did I have? 800. I think I got like 830 for SPY by the end of the year. Something like that. So 7,855. That's the target that I'm looking at. And what is that? That's not that. I mean, it's very, man. I think we could do that. Let's see. I think SPY is June 10th. Somebody's betting on SPY to do that move though in 2 weeks. So 2-3 weeks. So it's something that, I mean, I seen it drop that much. Well, actually, yeah. Actually, no, that's very wow. Actually, looking at the weekly candles over here, the size of them, we could definitely hit that in 2 weeks. So for SPY, what I see, $4.88. Yeah, this move didn't even happen yet. Oh, let's did we get in? Let me see. Did we get in? No, not yet. Here goes Trump. If Trump just gave military orders, if Iran assassinates him, to literally just bomb them at levels that they've never seen before. So let's see. $755 was a target. Looks like we're about to consolidate, pull back now to $753 potentially. So what I got for this right here, same thing over here, means the next leg up, and that's indeed what we're doing. So for next week, what I got on SPY, go to the hourly because I can't see the fib. I think with 755 is my main target. I want to see how we close, because when you close over a call wall, it's a good chance you go see the next call wall. And we did that yesterday. We closed over the call wall. We closed at like 751 and some change, and now we're seeing the 755s right there. So I got 755, I believe 757, and then my target overall is 770 to $772 for next week. I think we hit 760, and I made a post like once you pass that 760, you could really hit that 770 fast. It's possible you can hit it. I just don't know what economic we got next week, but I got SPY going to 760. And I think we'll see 760. It's kind of stubborn. We got slow grinds, but above 757. I think we hit all-time highs, new all-time highs Tuesday. I think we hit new all-time highs Tuesday, and then the market just goes crazy from there. I think we go on a real nice rally to end these next few weeks. I do think if we get any pullbacks that it'll be brushed off. It'll be minor. And the way that these sell-offs will be is it's going to fool you. It's going to deceive you. How hard you drop. Like you'll see us tank really hard, and then you'll go and check the volume in that candle and it was weaker than the previous day that just chopped. So it's a lot of fake outs going on. This market is hard to trade. This is swing trading environment right here. This is my type of environment. It's calm to me, but for like intraday, it's not calm. But if you're looking at it from a swing point of view, you like these pullbacks that's happening. Even that nasty wick that just happened today, I like that because I didn't want to come back down there. It would have been slow. Would have been a slow grind down there, and I have a contract, so I'm happy that we got that out the way, and I'm able to watch these pullbacks and the slow grind up as long as it's going to my direction that I need it to go. With day trading, you have to trade the algos. How I would, if I was day trading, how I would murder them is by trading on a 1 minute or the 3 minute time frame. With this, I would be in and out so fast, but I won't trade consolidation. I would trade the move. I would use my supply and demand zones, and I will put ranges on the consolidation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can show you. You could trade the breakouts of the consolidation. It's very easy. So I would trade the breakouts of the consolidation, and I'm looking for patterns, candlestick patterns, if I'm on this 1 minute. And that's going to help me be able to anticipate when a move is coming fast, because I want to get in and I want to get out. I don't want to be trapped in these plays, because this type of market, you're going to be trapped. And we're in a new environment, so the books that we have as far as 10:15, the volume comes back in, then they go on lunch at 1:30, all that shit, just throw that shit out the door, out the window yard. It's different now. Everything's different. Nothing makes sense. Don't think too hard about it, but everything's different. The only thing that really you'll see now is at 9:30, you get that quick volume coming in. But if you want to day trade, you kind of got to be at this chart all day until the trade happens. So right here will be my right here, but this is 752. Again, like I was telling Sean, the moves, it's not even worth it either from like a day trade stance, unless you're going really, if you're going in the money. Like if we're at 753, the furthest you want to go out 755. You don't want to go out too far. But when you break this level right here, I'll do the first previous. This is the first zone that I would have watched. Once that nasty thing happened, then I want to watch this line. I want to see us hold this line. I seen right here, you rejected it, you come down, then you pop back up. Now what? All my moving averages stacked in order. On the lower time frame, my 5 is going to be down there. 10, 20, 100, 200. They're in order. You come down, you don't even fall back under this white line. You get a bounce. That's your right handle. That's your right handle. 1, 2, 3 candles right there, closed above. This one was strong. I would have got in there probably. And then you come down, you even got a retest here, you got another retest here, and then a straight grind up. But it's a slow grind, so you would have had to pick like a 3-day out contract, not even a 0 DTE. You don't want to play 0 DTE right now, and you don't want to be too far out the money right now. Slow grind. It's going to kill your premium. And just look at that price action. That thing is stupid. That's literally stupid. It's not even a stairs up. But be careful in the 1 minute. With that being said, be very careful in the 1 minute. The 1 minute could deceive you. All right, Rabs.
Yes, sir.
I got metals for next week.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, I have it.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You can finish up.
I'm done. Next thing I want to say is I gave out 11 for Bitcoin, SPY, QQQ, IWM. They're all going to go up as well. I didn't give you out levels for that. I got the Mag 7s going up. I don't remember the last time I gave you out levels for metals, but I'm bullish on metals now. We've been bearish on metals for months. And if we would have played that move, that's what I'm just like, damn, why didn't we play that move? Because we literally called kind of the top, and that would have been a amazing leap right there. I'm bullish on metals, and I got gold. It has to get above $376.80. Once it does that, then I got 300. You could open that back up. I got $379.40. That's the level I want us to get back above. And my support for now is $373.23. and I'm targeting 385 to the upside, 390, 393, and $397.50 as like my last target. But I still see it. It's gonna go higher. But I'm just telling y'all right now, the floor I got is $373.23. You can get some liquidity grab in here at that 370 area, but I don't really see it. You get back above 377, you got 370, you got $370.40. Then you got 385, 390, 393.70, 397.50. And then silver, and then you gotta take it rounds. And make sure y'all look at my post that I did about VIX, the levels of VIX under 16 and all of that stuff. Very important that y'all use this information and the macro stuff, the treasury yields and all that stuff. Very important. Silver, yeah, these metals is looking good. Silver needs to get above $54.17. If it does that, I got $56.40, $58.20, $61. I'll say that for now. The floor for silver that I have is $52.92. You can come down to $51.25, but I don't see it. That's what I have. I believe that's it. So you can take over. Damn. The sniper focus list is the last thing, Rams. That's real quick.
You good. You good.
Go into it.
I was just thinking about that silver. You see it, that thing hit the target. That was the play that took me out.
Oh yeah.
The profits, I got out, and then boom, that thing just bang, went right to the target right after I got out. Like, dang.
I've been watching that too every time because we still won. I still got out.
Yeah, honestly, we still left green. It don't bother me, but I did see it. I saw what silver did. It didn't bother me though. It's good.
Word. Angie, I don't know what I was talking about at the time. Clove is elite play. That play was out to January. 7:55 call. Talisha was in. Oh, you went crazy. Oh, earlier. Okay. But you ate off of one, right?
I did at first, yeah. Then that wick got me out of one of my ad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was pretty annoyed with that.
Mm-hmm. What's up with the 772 call getting smoked? We've been consolidating and dropping.
It's really just timing. Sorry, I cut you off, but it's just timing on that one.
Yeah. I'm looking at it because I might roll it over, but I haven't yet because Trump is just going to say something over it. He's going to help us. Once we start getting past like up there with that all-time highs, they're going to reprice our contracts. The IV is going to explode, and we'll be in the money, and we'll be looking good. And then we got to see what next week, how it holds off. But we're going to gap up. So it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those heart coming out your chest. We're going to be right there, and it's going to be like, damn, we was $3 short, or it's going to be like, we just made it. It's going to be one of those. That 772 play is going to be, it's going to test you. It's going to test us because we're right there.
That's where your perspective is interesting because I think it's harder to swing for just what you just described. Like I find it much easier to day trade right now. Swinging, it's not like you can't account for those kind of wicks we saw the last couple of Fridays in a swing trade. You know what I mean? So I've had the hardest time swinging because like we're seeing, I mean, usually I won't go too hard on this. Usually the price action is relatively easy to predict. You sweep buy side liquidity, you're going to go seek sell side liquidity. You sweep sell side liquidity, you're going to come back down, or you're going to go back up to buy side. Like usually you can kind of see wherever liquidity is swept, you can plan on a little bit of a consolidation and we go back down and fill the wick, or we go back up and close above and keep grinding higher. But lately it's like when I was zooming out over the last week, trying to see what SPY is doing. It's like we're sweeping lows and highs and then consolidating, closing above and below and then consolidating. Like it's not following, I mean, you mentioned this earlier, but it's not following the traditional quote unquote laws of price action where, you can kind of anticipate if we sweep this low, we're likely going to go seek a high somewhere. Or we're going to go seek a midpoint somewhere. If we invert this fair value gap, we're going to keep pushing higher. Like that used to be relatively predictable. And now on the higher time frame, we're just doing both. Like we're closing below and above, sweeping lows and highs, like not respecting, what would normally be respected. So it's super fascinating that you find it easier to swing right now.
I think Talisha, I think honestly, I think you're just a good day trader, honestly. I
am.
My butt off. I could day trade my ass off, but from like just everybody else, like when I go on X, they're getting smoked and stuff. The timing that you have to have with the day trading,
that's true.
Really, it is really good. You're going to be in chop for so long, and not too many people can sit and chop.
Yeah, you're right.
At all. And then like you said, you're sweeping lows, you're sweeping highs and stuff. I don't have to worry about I just know you're going to eventually sweep this.
Yeah.
I have time on my side versus that. You have a whole bunch working against you. Your mindset is different from others. But again, you're a day trader. So most day traders might see what you see. I'm a swing trader, Lee. I day trade, but I don't care for it too much.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It definitely, which also just goes to like how you like we can all approach the market, like we keep saying, from different angles and get to the same destination. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Which is also the beauty of it too, because there's not one way to play in this game. There's so many ways.
Amazing though. You've been going crazy. I've been seeing it all week.
So you've been appreciate it.
Amazing.
That's a fact.
SPY's been petty, but
give me share power.
We're working together.
And I love it because I've been taking a break from trading. I haven't traded 2 weeks now, and I don't see myself trading any time soon. So it's good that they get to watch you go to work. I still give my analysis, what I see and stuff.
Yeah, they've been active too. There's been a few folks trading with me, and that's been fun.
I know. I seen. Love that. Everybody's making.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
And y'all responsible for your own trades. If you on here following Talisha, okay.
Yeah.
You can take over.
All right, guys. What's good? So, we're about to give you a little tour on the site so everybody has clarity.
What's the site?
RamsOffTheCharts.com. So come check it out. If the ad pops up on you, there's a little X. A little X is gonna pop up. Just exit out. There's a free part of the site. You're gonna see the front hub. There's gonna be a couple things that are not there. That's for my premium users. It pulls a lot of data, so they'll get to see that stuff. You'll get to see the market heat map. You won't get to see certain things, but I let you see other stuff. But the whole main page is free, so just exit out the ad and come check it out. Now, what you will get in the free hub, I do leave you with the daily levels. So if you're a day trader, that's what's up for you. You got the daily levels right there, and you can see the ranges. As far as our weekly levels and our monthly levels, that is gated behind premium. And the reason for that, these are the deep, longer swings, the deep leaps. So these are levels that if you see the range from 722 to 764, you cash in. So these are deeper swings. This is for more time. This gives you more elbow room, right? So the daily, this is what you want to use throughout your week to do your day trades, because the ranges are from 741, 760. So you can play with this during your week if you are a day trader. Again, don't force being a day trader. If you're a good day trader, then this works out perfect for you. Now, what you will see when you start up, the page comes up, you're always going to have the ticker strip. The ticker strip is going to follow you as you go. So you see what's going on. Any tickers, if you guys have a suggestion, whatever it may be, you can always email. You can always email us at ramsoffthecharts.support@gmail.com. If you want, you can call customer service. If there's an issue, you can send a message, whatever it is that the issue is, and we'll get right to it. You're not going to wait long, I'll tell you that. Now, let's get to it. So in the core 4 here, there's a little behind the scenes feature that I added. This whole card here is very simple. This is only telling you what the mags are actively doing and what their immediate levels are. These are daily levels. So if you look at the chart, your daily levels will match here. This is the same thing. So you just get an immediate action on what's going on. Then you got your macros, your gold, your XOPs, your IBIT, which resembles your Bitcoin, and then the ETHA, which resembles Ethereum. So you get to see that and their immediate levels as well. Those are the daily levels. Same thing for the top. But now, what I added here was, so you guys can see what it is that is going on under the hood inside that certain indice, whether it's SPY, QQQ, DIA, or IWM, right? So in this case, in DIA, right, you see that everything is aligned. The equal weighted and the actual DIA they're running equally. Not only the expensive stocks, which is your DIA, right? This is weighted. It's weighted by the stock price, by how big their market cap is. So let's say like Goldman Sachs, right? Which is in the Dow Industrial. Goldman Sachs is over $1,000. So the weighting on Goldman Sachs under the price weighting index, which is the DIA, that the Goldman Sachs is good. They're going to give it like 5 points, right? So Goldman Sachs goes all the way to the top of the list here. So DIA could technically be green with, say, Goldman Sachs and Caterpillar just being green on the day because they are heavy price weighted stocks. Now, the equal weighted, every stock gets a point. All that matters is, are you green or are you red? We don't care. And this is eDow. You can look, that's an actual ticker. It's the equal weighted Dow Jones. Everything is equally weighted. So you can see if the Dow is running together as a whole market, or if only the price weighted stocks are the ones that are making the Dow move, and which ones, right? Same theory here. Same theory here with your QQQ and the SPY. Why? Because QQQ and SPY, this is why a lot of times they tell you be careful how many ETFs you buy, because you might be buying ETFs that have the same exact stocks inside of them with the exception of a couple. So now both ETFs, when it's a bad, let's say your ETF is the technology sector. Technology sector now is dropping, right? But then you have another ETF that's weighted the same way as QQQ. So both ETFs, your portfolio is just bleeding out, right? You don't have something industrial that will save you when technology is on a bear market or is on a downtrend. Technology is failing, industrial is up. The money has to rotate to somewhere. So you got to be careful how many and what ETFs, what sectors are you buying? Or are you buying a sector that's the same sector? That the ETFs are in the same exact sector, they're just branded different, right? Because you get an ETF sector from the Spider for technology, XLK, and then you could get an NDX ETF that's the same thing, and it's technology on both ends. So when you're bleeding, you're going to be bleeding on both ends. So you have to be very particular about what you choose, right? So now with that being said, same thing. SPY and QQQ, they're heavily weighted on the Mag 7, right? So they are the biggest market cap stocks. So they are considered the heavyweights, right? These are your heavyweights. So now today you can see that the rest of the gym floor, the other 93 stocks in the QQQ, because remember, it's the NASDAQ 100. 100 stocks. The S&P is the S&P 500. So there's 500 stocks in here, right? Fortune 500 companies. So the rest of the gym floor, the other 493 stocks are barely holding it together. What's holding SPY green right now is the massive run on Meta, Nvidia, and you can see that Google is slightly red. So two stocks, for the most part, are holding SPY up today. SPY up is up 0.37% on the strength of Meta and Nvidia. I'm not gonna lie, Meta, that was a huge move on Meta's behalf. So no wonder why. Same thing with IWM. Do not look at my misspelling here. I'm gonna fix that today. I noticed it last night, so I'm gonna fix this today. This says prospect. So IWM is your risk on, right? In IWO, there's stocks in there that are concentrated in risk. They have the potential to go up eventually and possibly enter the S&P 500, possibly enter the technology sector, things like that. Then in IWN, right, this is your value. These are risk off, and I'm going to safe haven. These are smaller banks and smaller established business, but on a smaller scale. But these are safe businesses to go in when risk is off. So right here, you can see the IWM today growth is off the table, and they went over to a safe haven. So the safe haven stocks in IWN, right, which is your safe haven for that makes up IWO and IWN make up the full index for IWM. So if you buy IWM, you have them both in there. You have both stocks in there. If you buy IWO, you're risk on. If you buy IWN, you're risk off. You like your money sitting safer, right? Do you guys understand that concept? So here, right now, I am on the daily, right? So what that means is that I'm looking at the action only for today. So if I wanted to see a broader story, I'll go into the weekly. So now in the weekly, it's showing me a rolling 5-day performance. So now for the week, because today is Friday, the day's not over. Now, mind you, this whole card silently, you could just leave it here. Like let's say if you were just on the site and your computer was idle, you'll see this move little by little, because every 5 minutes, this is doing another roll call. So every 5 minutes, this silently, it just updates by itself. So whatever numbers are going to move, they'll move within 5-minute increments. It's going to keep shifting and shifting until market is closed, obviously, right? So here you get a weekly look at what is broadly happening here, right? And I mean, and as a weekly perspective, you can see that Meta is not only up 5%, it's up over 10% as a whole for the week. And Nvidia is up over 7%. So QQQ and SPY have been literally running this whole week, have been maintaining green over these two stocks. But you will know this because you're only looking at the actual ticker. You're not seeing what's going on under the hood, because these are built in this way, right? So this is the broader market as a whole. There's 500 stocks in here. So what happens in here means a lot to the broader market. There's 500 most fortune companies of the United States in here. So if this is not moving, but this is green, we have a problem, Houston. What's going on? Right? It could be, it's a Friday thing. Today, Friday, okay, well, whatever's running, but now we got to hedge, because you don't know what this man might say or do over the weekend. You don't know how Sunday might open with futures. But you always have to understand that it's not just about, oh, what the SPY did. It went up $2, $3, $4, $5. What did QQQ do? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Nah, you have to understand what is going on inside the actual ETF. Does that make sense? Check the chat for me just in case there's any questions.
I'm
Please.
looking at it. Ash, we
Bet.
see you, but no questions so far, so it makes
Bet.
sense that I'm on YouTube as well.
Bet.
I have a quick
And
question,
today,
Rams,
yeah.
if you can hear me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I can hear you.
when it's like that, does that essentially mean like the ETF price is super volatile or like fragile if it's only being held
It's
up
always
by like
fragile.
two
It's always
stocks?
been fragile because the SPY, let's say, just in the context of SPY, right?
Yeah.
SPY, even DIA, you could put this context on all four, all the core four. So SPY, right? If SPY can be held up by three stocks, by two stocks, which is, it makes sense because I mean we're talking about over $1 trillion companies here. So it makes sense that they can hold up and a whole indice, right? But at the same time, what now you have to ask yourself, why is everything else selling? What was the news on Meta? And then we have some news with what was it, the SK Hynix. So SK Hynix, now you have to figure, okay, well, some money has to come off, which is understandable on Google and certain chip sectors. I don't know, can somebody do a Micron check? I haven't looked at what's going on in the market, but I would assume because SK Hynix debuted it today in the United States, I would assume some of the chip stocks are down. Why? Because market makers, hedge funds, institutions, they have to come up with some money, right? And if SK Hynix is the god mode of the chip industry, and now we have access to it, where does the money have to come out of? Some SanDisk, some Micron, Google, right? To support buying SK Hynix. So now, when you look at the broader context here, SPY is getting moved today by Meta's immense, well, this week, because mind you, we're in the weekly context right now. So this week, Meta and NVIDIA have pulled SPY afloat. So now let's say, right, we're at all-time highs. Let's say we get to 760. And then the I don't mean the AI bubble when I say bubble, but the SPY bubble, like as the run as a whole, as a broader context, right? You see the run, but you're not. Let's say you don't see inside the hood something's actually broken, right? It's only being moved by 2, 3 top movers, right? It's like damn, the whole team is only getting moved by LeBron and Kobe's of the world. But what happens when they got to go sit in the bench? Because at some point they got to sit in the bench real quick and take a breather. This whole thing crumbles. That's how you get skipping numbers, right? Because it's been setting up all week. It's only being held up by these two stocks. So when this takes a breather, we already know the rest of the market is falling. The rest of the market was selling off all week. Not in a high scale, right? Right? Not on a high scale, but then look at the context here. IWM as a whole, right, is in alignment. As a whole, it's been selling off all week. Now, I mean, look, just to put everything in full circle, when you look at the broader context, right? The broader context, IWM is killing it. That was the whole sector rotation right here since last month. You have it right here. Damn, I didn't want to use that. You have it right here, and you have it right here. That's sector rotation. As a whole, bars are on full tapped out. That's your last 21-day rolling period. But then now, if you look at the technology sector as a whole, the last 21 days, the last month of trading, which means if we're almost halfway on July, which be careful here because as we're bullish, the best 2 weeks of July, the best weeks of July is the first 2 weeks. We're getting to that threshold, so now you want to be careful. But look at technology. Technology was only being moved by the top dogs, only, all month. The broader technology sector as a whole has not been doing much. Why? Because it's been running hot, right? So now sector rotates and money dumps elsewhere until we have the next rotation, which they come about. We had one previously just 2-3 months ago, and now it rotates again, and it rotates and it rotates, because there's cyclical and there's cyclical, right? Cyclical is all year round. Cyclical is a cycle. There's a cycle for it. There's a season for it. So you have cyclical stocks that work all year round. What's a cyclical stock? Procter and Gamble. I love Procter and Gamble. Why? Because you need deodorant, no matter what. You need shampoo. You need soap. You need the essentials. So you're always gonna buy Procter and Gamble products. So that's a cyclical stock. It works all year round. It's also a defensive stock, because when we go under and there's recession talk, and Procter and Gamble hold the float, because it's an ultimate consumable. They make ultimate consumables. You need it. When there's a cyclical stock, it comes in by a cycle, right? So let's say by our way, we have summer at a certain, so the camping stocks go off. Let's say, what is the ticker? Hogs for Harley. So in our way, I always notice, right, that Harley takes a run right when our summer is about to start. Why? Because in other states, it's hot all year round, but when the summer comes around New York way, around this way, everybody go crazy with the bikes. Because everybody got to fix their bike, order stuff, and do all this other stuff. So now I notice there's a shift right when our summer season is coming on the east side for the Harley stock. That's a cyclical stock. There's a cycle for it. You understand cyclical versus cycle?
Yes, sir.
Bet. All right. So now let's move on.
Could you show me
as
something on your website?
What? Yeah.
Would it have the ticker?
What?
For Hynix?
The Harley?
Hynix.
Yeah, it should. I think it's Hogs, isn't it?
SKHYV.
H.
It went live today, like an hour ago. The ticker is SKHYV for today, and then on Monday it's going to be as a ticker SKH.
This is the HK Hynix?
Yeah, that's just the ticker for just today. On Monday it goes to SKHY.
HK. Give me that other one for Monday.
SKHY.
HY. Let me see some. Nah, it's not pulling it yet.
Okay.
It's not pulling that. It'll pull it probably by Monday.
Gotcha.
The other one is active. I had pulled it up earlier.
Which one?
The one that's got the V on it. Yeah, the one that's got the V on it that Ab gave.
Did I write it wrong?
What was it again? Ab, what was it again?
SKHYV.
HYV. I don't remember putting a V. Nah, it's not putting enough for me.
Okay.
You checked it in here, look here? Nah, right?
I looked at it earlier on Fidelity. It was 170.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, the big dogs definitely have it. They have it. The brokerages have it for sure.
Okay. So Pat said it's at 166 now.
It was at 170. I saw it one time this morning.
That was that, yeah. When I looked earlier too.
Let me see something. I want to see something with it. Wow.
The high for it is like 177. That's the high.
Yep.
And it's sitting like at 169 right now.
Nasty rejection.
I mean, damn, man. Meta.
Oh.
Yeah,
Meta gets above this. This thing can run, bro.
I don't even know if Meta is at my level. I still don't think it's in the bullish thing.
This thing can run. Look, you can tell here. You can tell right here, like literally, like you could tell the psychology of what happened here. Look at the volume. So I'm a high believer. There was so many trap longs in Meta, and this right here, what I see here, this is people just taking advantage of the moment. They were trapped for so long, they're cashing out. And what they're doing is they're releasing energy that if this is backed by institution, let me see something. Look, this is active. That's a big move. Like the 20-day rolling period here, 20-day rolling period is about 20 million. right? Your 20-day average for volume. Today alone, this thing hit 30 mil. Like that's conviction in the move per se, right? In this whole move, that's institutional money that dropped that. We ain't dropped that. So these people here, if they're not realizing what the relative volume is telling you, right? Because you can always have that pullback and go. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Even if this thing just pulls back just a little bit. Like this move was big. It was big. It was big. And you can see that it's like the selling is calming down. Whoever wants to get out, get out. This is what they call, like, I guess, and I don't mean to say it like that because I understand. If I'm trapped for so long, bro, I'm cashing out. I'm out, right? So I understand that. But this is like they're shaking them out here, I bet, because a lot of contracts probably expire soon. They probably got about less than 30 days, 40 days. A lot of trap buyers need an out, and this move just gave it. So you could expect it. You could expect this. Little chop and go. Now, look what happened, which is so interesting to me. Let me hold on a second. I'll keep going with the site, but let me just say something about this. Because I did look at this earlier, and it's so funny. So look at this. Better? Yeah. Look at this. Like, this is that Kevin Hart meme. Would you look at this? Like, all right, peep this context. Try to follow me here. I'm gonna do it slow. Hold on. I don't know how you guys get with me. Hold on. Bang. Bang. How's that for some noise off? And bang. Let's go. All right, that's good. That's good. And this. We'll take that out. We'll take this out. Just for this, because this is simple to grasp. But look what happened here, okay? Look. We gapped down here, right? Where's the gap start? Right here. We gapped all the way down here, right? First attempt to come and fill the gap. Massive fail. But what happened? The gap got smaller, right? It just took a little piece. Nothing. That means nothing. Rejected it. Boom. Attempts again. Can't even break that high. Boom. Now we come, right? And we take the gap from here and we push it. Because mind you, my box was all the way down here at one point. But as it's been trying to fill, but it fails. Oh, damn it. Right? As it's trying to fill, but it keeps failing. It pushed it up right here, right? So now we have this range, right? Fails. Attempts, nothing. Fails. It's been chopping non-stop, right? Now, gaps up from here all the way up. Fills. Goes. Now, this thing gaps all the way here, meaning that now this gap, would you look at that? Now, I say that to say this. Wrong one. Damn it. If this was a fill-in, for how long, right? I'm on the daily. So how long did we chop under this? And everybody was like, yo, it's going to fill that gap. It's going to fill that gap. Blah, blah, blah. Now, this is the rule with gaps. This is a daily. If this thing don't come quick, fast, in a hurry and fills that gap, it's going to hold floor and it's going to go. And obviously, we got levels. And you know how we snipers do it? We go level by level, range by range. We play ring generalship, right? It's not always about the home run. It's cool. But the context is that if this was such a massive fill-in, now we gap up, pushing this gap. Now we only have this much of the gap in there. But now This thing, if it holds here, oh my gosh, I can see Meta above 700 again, which is crazy. It's so crazy. The way that was beating on this thing. So that is the context I did want to pull out on Meta, because I've been seeing Meta everywhere today, and it's a massive run. I mean, massive. And this is back. You can have a stock. This is why I want you guys to understand relative volume, right? Hold on.
Rams, that's exactly
RV
what I was going to ask you about. How do you start to see the relative volume start to spike to identify a potential move like this?
Well, this is what you well see. The only way you're gonna catch the move before that happens, like right here, you have to understand this is a big absorption that happened in this candle here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, let me take this out. So they happen here. Now you have to just start looking at that context if you want to position yourself before the move. If you
Mm-hmm.
see, I mean, look, Meta kept just right here. Look, this is just context, right? I mean, okay, we have the gap, right? That's fine. We can't fill because we're here the whole time. But we already have an established low here. Like, I mean, this was critical. This is a critical line in the sand right here. We called out this number somewhere around this level. It was like the 520s when we were like somewhere here. Then this happened. This happened a little while back now, right? But that established a massive low with this massive run. Now, everything that happened, all the imbalances, all the gaps that happened here, this whole range, this whole chop right here took care of it. But what happened was when we bottomed out right here, we filled a daily gap down here. This low became the new higher low. This is when you could have said, okay, well, this context is here, right? But the ceiling is here. You can't. All you can take yourself by is in a moment like this, right? Failure to go lower. We established, right, that we didn't come revisit this low again, which a lot of people were probably waiting for. But remember, in the market, everything that we wait for doesn't happen. If it's too obvious, it doesn't happen, right? And that goes for anything, patterns and all. Like sometimes there's patterns that I see everybody talking about, and when it's so obvious you think it's gonna play out, like just go against it. If you see it everywhere, go against it. Go against the broader public, right? Because the public is the liquidity. The public is retail. You don't see the real hedge fund guys and all those real guys posting everywhere about their moves. So when you see it posted publicly everywhere, that is liquidity. That is what liquidity is looking at. So now you could either choose to go with the herd, or how can big money take the money from the herd? That's why, I mean, between me and you, T, we saw what we saw last week with the diamond top and all that. But when Ab was explaining his side, I'm on board. Because the diamond top, once you said it was all over in the internet, I was like, that's the problem. Because if everybody's seeing it, what do you think the hedge funds and big money are planning? Right? They're going to chop you away from that diamond top. And it might drop in 2 weeks. So it doesn't always have to happen right away. So now, with that context, right? Once you got here, you see this absorption happen here. You feel you have one clear move, okay? T, you make your higher low, lower low, failure to go lower again. That was it right there. Because you can't get in here, right? Unless you just want the pop, right? The dead cat bounce per se.
That's where I hesitate. And I'm like, I think that's where you have your edge with the relative volume, is because you probably saw that higher low was supported by relative volume before everyone else hopped in.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And look at the structure. Look at this. Look at this. So you have this. You see You see something massive happened here. If my relative 20-day, let me make sure, wait, because I had this on a day trading basis. Hold on. So you always have to be careful with this context, okay? Like, look, you see why I check. This is just my eyes are trained with the volume stuff. This is stuff that I always look at, and that's what I was changing before, and I forgot I didn't change it. So I just want to see the broader context, right? Because the 20-day is different than the 5. So if you're using your 5-day moving average on your volume bars, then you're looking at a relative 5-day move. So if you're going to base a move off that, you know that has to be a short swing, a short day trade, something on those terms of a trade. It's not a longer swing. You gauging yourself from a 5-day moving average volume. So that's why in a broader context, if I'm looking at the daily, I got no business with a moving average of 5 days. So I go to 20 here. And here you can see we get the same confirmation. If this is one time, right? This is one time the volume, 1. This is just 1 because the line is there. So then this, well, I didn't do it all the way, but that whole square here, how many times does it fit here? If it's more than 1.5 times, right? So something unusual happened right here at a major reclaimed zone. After we had a lower low, a higher low, we had big absorption happen here. Something huge happened here. Failure to go lower, right? It held. Higher low again. That's where you take your trade. Now, you're not going to know. You're going to do this candle, gap. You're not going to know that. All you're going to know is that from here, this structure right here, hold on, before you guys go crazy on me. Trying to keep it clean for you. And Levine warned me. Y'all see the structure right here? The area, right? It's not just a line, it's an area. So when you see that this area held 581 to 589, this whole area right here, it just held, gave you the structure you needed, damn it. You have all the context you need. You have the volume. You already know this is a massive structural point. This was a floor, we bounce. Floor, we bounce. Break, it went. Break, it went. Look how massive this area was. Break again, but it failed to break this low. It held.
Rams, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
So for your swings, your weekly average volume, you're using the 20?
Yes, always. So I'll have my 20 on even on my weeklies.
Okay.
On my weekly bars. But the 20 resembles your broader month. It's a month of trading. So it's mostly 21 days, but remember all the months, some months have 30 days, some have 31. So that's why some religiously believe, oh no, you must, it's 21. It's the 21 day. And then some say, well, the 20-day works because it's the 20-day relative. I mean, 20 and 21 days is not going to take away from you. So I prefer the 20. I use the 20 as my volume moving average, and I use the 20 as my simple moving average. A lot of people, there's strategies out there that you see how I use the 9 EMA? So a lot of people get confused when I say, well, 920, and they're like, 920? So because the norm, right, in the trading world, and everybody does the same thing and everybody follows, but this is why you have to create your own strategy and the way you can understand it so you can trade so you can fight your fight. I don't want to fight another trader's fight. Like, bro, I don't fight like you. I fight like me. So I want to learn from you, but I need to unlearn it and then unpack it and repackage it in my tone, in my way, the way I can understand it, right? So a lot of people, because you use the 9, you must use the 21 day. Well, it doesn't go like that. Why must I? I can read the 20 day and I can read my 9. I can read the context together. I just because I use the 9 EMA doesn't mean I have to use the 21 day. But some people religiously believe in these certain ways that you must do something. So, but I mean, look, and I'm not here to say you're wrong or you're right. If you can read it right and you can read price action and you can make money, you're right. That's all that matters, is losing less and winning more. That's all this game is about. So that's why, like, we always say, like, when you guys learn something from us, and like the first thing I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, I love when I see you guys implementing things in your own way, and then you're killing it, and I'm just like, wow, like, look at you, like, that is amazing. Like, even Jordan's testimony the other day, and I was like, wow, that was so amazing, because he's using what we're learning in the camp, and I call our group, this is the whole camp. We're a camp right here. We're all helping each other become better traders, how to succeed. How can I look at the chart and determine what the move could be, right? Because it's always what it could be, not what it's going to be. There's probabilities here. So if I can say, okay, well, the probability is that we can come here for a double bottom, or we could just reject, make a higher low, and now you have different plans. You got plan A and plan B. But plan B is just a different way to make plan A work. Because what's plan A? To make money. And C and D, they all different ways to make plan A work. But I love it. I love it. I love it. And I like to be, my strategy, I believe in my strategy, the way I read the market. So, don't let people tell you must use the 21 day. What do you read better? What lets you read price action, right? That you can understand it, like you personally. Okay, back to the site. Did that answer your question, Lakia? I feel like I went off. I don't know why I did that.
We like when you go off, Rams. That's good. I got you. Thank you.
Rams, let me just add to the meta thing real quick.
Yeah.
Nobody go and gamble. Put that contract away. Do not get in meta.
Mm-hmm.
The
move happened.
Huh?
The move happened. I agree with you.
Yeah. If you didn't get a meta yesterday, you're too late. It's approaching my key level. And I've been saying meta is not bullish until it can hold $682.47. It has to prove that before you get in. It hasn't been able to hold above there for 2 weeks. So don't try to jump in meta and get smoked. That's it.
Yeah. You don't want to get in front of a $38 move today and whatever it was yesterday. I mean, come on. Like, yes, it can go over 700, but this is a gamble from here, right? Mm-hmm. You have to really look left and really follow structure, like, for sure, because the move really, it was so extensive that you have to take it very, very easy with this. And you have to first, go ahead, Ab.
No, go ahead. My bad. I thought you was done.
No, and I was just going to say, and you have to make sure that this gap is meta doesn't want to come back for it. So you have to make sure that stays a floor now, right? So, and that's all the way down at 650 at the bottom of that gapped up candle. So you have to be careful here. Don't front run this play just because you see this big move. This can get faded. It can still get faded. Look, the floor, institutional floor is all here. It's all here. They're well positioned. That's all them. That's all them. So you have to be very careful from running this. They can bring it. They can bring it gladly right here because they could reload. But you don't want to suffer a loss from these levels all the way down here again. You don't want to go through that, even to the pivot point, right? Because meta moves very wild. You can come bounce, fill that gap down there. I'm not saying it has to. I gave you the context and what I'm looking at about that gap, right? But you can fill that gap and come all the way back down to that 613 in the pivot point. right? Because your pivot point, think of a pivot point like a VWAP, right? So your pivot point is the central point that divides resistance from support. So if you're above the pivot point, you target your first resistance level, then your second and third, right? If you're below the pivot point, now you know there's a big chance that you're going to target your first support level, right? You see it here happen over and over. Look, here it happens. You get above the pivot point, you come check resistance. You get below the pivot point, you come check support. You get above the pivot point, you're checking resistance, right? Every time. This is chop. And now you got to notice that this pivot point here, I'm on a daily context. So always remember the context we are looking at. Levine, always stop me if I'm talking too fast because I want you to get it. So always remember the context that we're looking at. Don't look here, right? Don't do this. I've done this before and not realize I'm looking at weekly levels on the chart, but I'm on the daily in the card. So if I'm looking at the weekly levels here, change it just so you can read the whole context as a whole, right? So same thing for the monthly. If I'm looking here, I got to change it. I got to understand my parameters, right? So now, let's say if I'm looking at the daily context, let's look at the weekly. The weekly is, I'm going to tell you guys now, it's my favorite time frame. Like, number one, it's my favorite. So let's clear that. Boom. So now look at that pivot point for the week. The pivot point for the week is at 587. But look what happens. We test the pivot point, boom, boom, and gone, right? So we held all of this. We tested support, went right above the pivot point, held the pivot point, boom. Some consider, well, we made a double bottom on the pivot point. Why? Because above the pivot point, you target resistance 1. Below, we target support 1. We break under support 1, that's when you go level by level. This right here is called a ladder. This is your daily ladder. So if you get a breakout from your ladder, you get a breakout, say to the top end. You get a breakout. Now, you have to come to the next level. Okay, so because if I break out, right, if my weekly is at 700, right, if my top resistance is at $700, and then I go to the monthly, right, but then you see that 700 falls around that area. It's not the same area, but it's around that area. So now you know for the monthly levels, we can easily reach here, even though we just broke, right? Resistance is trying to become support for the week. But now you got to understand at 670, because that's where we are, right? Overhead is 700. We just cracked a ceiling. It's turning into a floor. But now, when I look at the broader, right? This goes to what Ab is saying. You can reject right here now. Because when I'm looking at the longer scheme of things, when I'm looking at the swing levels, right? At the longer leap levels, the monthly levels, the broader stock of meta, right? The broader action, I see that 683 is a ceiling right overhead. But if you notice, oh, that's a floor on the weekly. Let's go check it. Right? So that's cool. But now, look what happens here. That is context that retail traders easily miss. But you ain't gonna miss it with ransoffthecharts.com. You heard? Now, what happens here? So now what happens here is this. You're in a very tight range here, right? Yeah, you could say, well, it's about $10, $15 range. Yeah, cool. But Meta moves, right? So a $10 range is not much for a stock like Meta. A $10 range might be a lot for a stock like Dollar Tree, right? But this, it's going to be the rubber band, right? Mean reversion back, or it's going to snap, right? So that ties into why Ab is saying don't front run, because the move was vicious. This is vicious.
And not only that, because when we did it in January, I said the same thing. Meta is not bullish, because the level that I gave y'all, we haven't been able to hold that level since November of 2025. So it has to create a base in order to hold that level. Because last time in January, it didn't create a base. It just gapped up over it and it tried to run. February, the first week of February, it fell right back below and came all the way down. So that level, you got to be careful.
Fact. And now I'm going to point out something else. We're going to keep using Meta as an example because we're in it now. I got you, Mama. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. One of my dogs is really sick and stuff, and gotta play doctor every day. All right, so look. Now watch this. Now look, the compression zone. This is very important. We're looking at the weekly context here, right? Oh, damn it.
Oh, wait, Rams, you got a question. My bad.
Yeah.
Angie said, is pivot point and swing points the same thing?
No, your swing points are the pivot point is a swing point. But your swing points, like I don't know, like in your ICT terms, I don't know if when you say a swing point, you only mean to your highest high or your lower low. But a pivot point, yes, it's a swing point. In a broader sense, it is a swing point.
Okay.
I bet. All right, so now look, watch this. Watch this. So now look, we're going to talk about the compression, and then I'm going to move down to the alignment. So now your compression here on the weekly context, right? You're talking about a 22% from S1 to, oh, I marked it wrong. So it's going like this. Damn, I should have said that one. Boom. From S3 all the way to S1. This is your range right now on the weekly context, right? The range is 22.94%. You can get to 700, watch for a rejection, right? And now you know that for the week, in the weekly tone, right? This is why you gotta then go, if you get on a trade based on a weekly analysis, right? And your other timeframes confirmed, you have to understand that you're looking at a weekly chart. So in between that weekly chart, for you to play this whole range, right? For you to say, I'm going to reject here and I'm going to play these levels all the way back to pivot point, right? For you to do this, you have to understand that you're going to have a day that is going to go down on your favor. You're going to get a pop, down, pop, down. You got to understand that context because you're getting yourself into a deeper swing, right? And in these deeper plays where you have multiple days to let it play out, multiple weeks, right? Because if you got in based on a weekly chart, that means you got to let like 2, 3, 4 weekly candles go. But what happens inside of those 4 weekly candles each on the daily chart? You have ups, you have downs. So you always have to remember what your analysis was based on. So a little red day can shake you out of the big move. That's what the context is about. It's not, oh, well, I'm in profit. It went down a little bit. I'm gone. No, well, I mean, you have no reason to sell because invalidation was at the level you said. And as long as you don't break that on a weekly context, on a daily context, whatever rule you set, you do not touch the trade. Right? So in this weekly context, you have a 22.9% move. So you got to watch because we're at the ceiling now. We're at that ceiling. So you have to watch for that ceiling to see if this is going to hold this floor, come to the ceiling at 700, and we got to see how we're going to react here. Because we can come all the way back down to where the institutions are. Now, you have to see the broader context, right? Because this is why this is here. Once you start looking at the compression, okay, if we go from here all the way to here, this is the range, right? This is the range we're playing. All right, cool. I see the land. Now, what happens here is this. Now I see this. Weekly resistance 1 at 623 and monthly resistance 1 at 623. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what is the chart doing at 623? Oh, well, not surprised. This is what we were saying. Institutions are holding it down. So now you know, right, that this whole structure right here will get defended. Because in your weekly analysis, right, in your weekly context for your levels, you see here that a monthly zone aligns with a weekly zone. So that makes it twice as strong. That's why this rejected here, rejected here. Had a problem? Now we just gap up. Because this was always a hard ceiling. And money like ours is not going to bust through that. You need institutional backing to break through something like that. A monthly level and a weekly level? I can see you breaking a daily and an hour level, an hourly. That's easy. That takes less money. But to break your broader context, weekly levels, why you think when traders, previous week high, previous week low, those levels are key levels. Previous day high, previous day low, right? These are key pivot zones. If we go above the previous week, what do you think is going to happen? If we go below the previous week, what do you think the sentiment is telling us? Well, last week we was doing this, but this week we're doing worse. Because we're below last week. We're above whatever was going on last week. Hey, we out. So these levels become very key levels in the trading world. So when you have a context, monthly and weekly zones align, let's say we're approaching it, you have to be careful, right? Because look how many times we approached it and it rejected, right? Look how many times we've had trouble with this zone. Fake out, right back down. Fake out, drag all the way down to the mud. Boom, you thought so? Nope. Now, finally gather the energy, right? Because the once you bust through something, you're going to keep cracking at it, right? So eventually, you had who you needed to step in to break through that. And now, this, right? Those resistance points become a floor. If it holds, once we go back there, if it holds, that becomes the new institutional floor, because now we understand that they stepped in all through here. They've been just gathering all of this. They've been dragging meta through the ground and they've been gathering. They finally said, enough is enough. Let's take it.
Rams, is
Now you
that
have-
on the premium part? So like this compression that you're showing in this zone?
Yes.
That's on the okay, that's on the premium.
Yeah. And I hope you guys really notice this. I'm going to make it bigger. Nobody has said nothing about it. I'm going to make that a lot bigger. So.
I saw it, but I didn't know why it mattered. I just thought it was something cute.
So right now, that gives us the support and resistance every time. This is going to, and I have a surprise for y'all in here too. I'm working on some updates that I'm still gonna push out. I'm working on something right now, but I can't do the next until I finish the screener. But I am gonna have an AI in here to help, and you'll be able to ask it questions about certain tickers and things, and it's gonna give you the context because the AI will pull the information from the data from the site. So that's coming very soon. I'm just still working on some kinks on it, but that's gonna be obviously that's gonna be premium as well. But that's coming down the pipe. So now every time, this is what I was gonna say before I move on. Every time you're by a zone, right? You're going to get context here. It's not always going to tell you the same exact thing, but every time you're by a zone, it's going to tell you something. Right now, there is no immediate trigger. So it's not just going to tell you, oh, well, we're just sitting right above it here. That is context that you have to deem, right? The site is never going to tell you enter. When it ever gets to the point of entry, see, when it was here, this here already said if hold R1, target R3. I mean, if hold R2, target R3. But now we're already at the next candle and it's moving along. We're already a certain percentage away from that floor. Damn it, keep moving it. We're already a certain percentage away from that floor. So now the context is there's nothing nearby, right? It's not just going to tell you, well, so now as this goes, once this gets right here, the content is going to be, if we reject, target R2. If we break, then you target your next zone. Because here, if you break over R3 on the week, right, which is huge, would be crazy, right? Now you have to target 724. As you work your way up the ladder. Once the zones get broken, the numbers, they do a whole recompression. As long as the ladder stands, the numbers are not just going to fully reset. Because these are numbers, this is all mathematically done by like institutional math that they use, quants and stuff. So these are not random levels. These are levels that will be magnets. They will respect, they will react, they will press buttons at these levels. And what scale? That's why we have all the context to look at that we need. Where are we? What's the land? What's the compression? Where should I be trading? What range? Is the range wide or is it tight? If it's tight, right? If it's a tight range that this is telling me, I might not want to trade the range. I might just want to trade the break. Break under, break above. If a range is tight. If a range is wide, now I could play the edges. I don't just have to wait for a break above or break below. It's a wide range, right? So it's all about context. If the range is tight, I leave the range alone. Yeah.
Run that back. If the range is wide, you want to do what? If it's tight, you want to do what?
So say this, right? So say this as an example, right? Say my range right now is set, like, let me see what the daily says. Let's look at all the ranges real quick. S1 to R2, S1 to R2I. So to see, Meta's moving so volatile that it's not even giving you R1 to S1. It's telling you, yo, this is what it is. But look, let's do this as an example, right? Say the range down here is telling you S1 to R1, right? To keep it simple, let's take some noise out. Look. So let's say the range tell you here. So the range is S1 to R1. In percentages, let's say it tells you, okay, that's a 15% move, 521 to 620. So now you say as the trader, okay, well, I mean, 521 to 623, we talking about like $102, $103. I could play that range, right? Because if I reject here and I can see that we holding, shoot, I'll play this range, right? Because now, okay, 515, 500, 500 will be my invalidation level, and I can play all the way up to 623. Now, if you want, right, you look at the pivot point and you say, well, I mean, look, all the way from that 521, if I'm playing this range, I could play get scale out because I already see what goes on right here, right? Scale out and then leave a runner on reaction. So that's what playing the range is. So when the range is wide, right, 100 points, 50, you could still do something with $40 ranges, even 20. 20 is okay. But when you have a range, right, of a couple dollars, like something, let's say, let's look at something that might have smaller ranges. This definitely has smaller range. Let's see.
Hey, Rams, can I throw in an example? Just knowing how Angie trades. So Angie, think of it as like pre-market, right? Like if pre-market range is tight, you definitely want to wait for price to break out of that range before you take a trade. But if pre-market range is really wide, you can play that range because there's so much room for price to move. So it's the similar concept on a bigger time frame.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Like, look, something we'll get into. There is like a coil, right? They're called coils. But a coil is just simply this. They turn into symmetrical triangles, into price start to coil itself. Instead of starting to keep doing these big whipsaws, right? It starts to coil itself into a little range. So what you get is this. You see, it starts from here. You get that. Then you get this. That's a coil. Not the best triangle. Try to fix it. Oh. Not the best triangle, but whatever. That's a coil, right? So now the context here, it's easy. This is either going to snap, right? It'll do its retest, whatever it needs to do. By retest, I mean something like that, right? It'll snap either way. But this is when you start seeing something coiling, when price stops doing wild swings and now it's coiling in. So you grab your low to higher lows and your highs to lower highs. And that'll make you asymmetrical. Now you can see a coil forming, right? There's not so much about the symmetrical triangle. It's more so the coil in action, right? It's a tight range that starts to coil, boom, and it'll break either way. I only went up because I'm a bull. For the broader context, I'm a bull. But at the end of the day, that's what a coil is. So if you ever see the scanner saying coil, just think in your head symmetrical triangle, right? Because a symmetrical triangle, all you need is this. This is the symmetrical. All you want to do is see the price action doing this. What do you think is going to happen there? That is kinetic energy. This only has two ways to play out. Boom, boom. What else is it going to do? And it could come here. Now you watching the reaction right off the coil, right? Because if it just wicks, takes all that money and goes. And same thing vice versa.
So Rams, if you're watching that in real time, how do you know when the coil is getting to the point where it's going to either spring up or spring down?
When it's getting closest, let's say, okay, so you can mark the coil two ways. So let's say you have this, right? You have whatever. Oh, let's say you got price action, boom. But then it starts doing something like that, right? You could say this. You could either say, okay, I see the symmetrical, or you mark that tight range and let that thing coil out. Hold, go. Hold, go. Right? And depending on the time frame you're looking at, that's what that pattern is going to break like. If it's on a daily, it's going to do daily things. If it's on a 1 hour, all right, well, it's going to do 30-minute, 1 hour frame things. So you have to be careful. what time frame, because if you're a day trader, you're good. You're good. You know by the end of the day, by noon, by tomorrow, the latest, you're gone. But if you're a swing trader and you're getting a coil from the daily or the weekly, expect that to move some before it starts to come back, right? If you have something like this on a weekly, it'll bang, bang, and then come retest, see if that holds, and then go, right? So you get the break, hold, take it. So that's why you never want to be greedy, right? Especially if you take something like this in this context where you have the 200-day right above. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself before you guys. Wow. All right. So now you have this right overhead. That's the 200-day, right? So if you take the break, you have to understand the context you're in, because you break, hold, go. This got to be TP1, no matter what. You have to respect that. And then if we don't hold that 200, I'm gone, because I don't want to suffer this part. Especially when you time something, right? When you get your analysis correct, you need to pay yourself for it. And then let the rest do what the rest is going to do. But paying yourself should always come first. And always in the adequate time frame that your analysis came from. Don't just take a weekly analysis. You know this has a potential of being a home run, right? And by home run, I don't mean 100% a home run, 30%. It doesn't matter. On the weekly context, it's gonna move. If your analysis is correct, this thing is gonna move. It's gonna do weekly behavior type of candle pattern. Weekly candles, they move. It's a lot of movement in a weekly candle. It's 5 days worth of trading. So you gotta let the next candle play out. The next candle play out. If that was the whole context for your trade, weekly, monthly, daily, that matters. That means a lot when you're trading. So, but those are the coils. Essentially, it's just like this. Like this could be let me look for something. Okay, see, so this was inside. This is called an inside day, right? Look, where's my little thing? Right here. Look at this candle. Look at this candle, right? So that day, right? That was an inside day. That candle closed inside of the previous candle. Once that range breaks, look what happens. It came to test that range. Did it again. So those are inside days. Inside days is the same thing. It's similar to a coil, but it's called inside. It's an inside day. This is building pressure from yesterday, the previous candle, because it could be an inside day on a monthly candle. It could be an inside closing on a weekly, right? So okay, this week we closed inside of last week. Uh-oh, what's about to happen? Right? This is gonna explode somewhere. That's what inside patterns are. Boom. All right. So let's go down. All right. Obviously this is not too much right here. This is your ETF.
Can you show her again the inside part?
Yeah. Let me see. Where's the inside candle I had? All right, so look, this works too. This is inside too. See, look, you had a big bullish scenario right here with this candle. You have this whole candle right here. See this candle? This one, right? The next candle comes in, this one, and it closes inside of the previous candle. So this only has two ways to go, right? You could say, oh, there's a fair value gap, but just as in the term of an inside pattern, right? Just candle by candle basis. You could stack your confluences afterwards and things like that. But as an inside pattern, right? With a candle, when you close inside the previous price action, that is a form, and not a coil, but a form of that strategy. Because what happens is now price action is trapped inside of the previous candle's price action, right? So what happens is once you break the inside range, whether it may be up or down, doesn't matter. First take profit, first level, right? These are very, very easy trades. This is very simplified. Us traders, we love to make things complicated. But when it's inside of the previous day's range, the previous candle range, the previous monthly range, the previous weekly range, this is not only solidified for a daily, for an hourly, this is broad context. Where are you looking? This is the context. And if you have an inside day, an inside week, an inside month, you know that it just built that range, trapped the money, the price action is trapped in my previous candle's range. So when we break the inside range, it's going to explode to whichever way. It's going to have an explosion. I don't mean by an explosion 100 points up or 100 points up. No. It's going to explode whichever way. And look, the next move was these whole set of candles right here just took all this out.
Hey, Rams, can I add one more thing just to translate it to day trading as well? So I don't know if you all see, but sometimes I'll post like when SPY's pre-market range is really tight, we get a nice move. So, and then when I've said like when the pre-market range is stacked with the prior day range and it breaks both those levels, it's exactly what Rams is talking about. So when we break out of that range, because we've had an inside pre-market inside of an inside day, and when we break both those levels, I can anticipate a really nice move on SPY.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Charlotte, that's really good for your higher time frames, like on the daily. If that second candle closed below that green candle, that's called an insider bearish candle because it closed. It engulfed, the sellers engulfed that green candle. So that's an inside bearish candle.
Yep. Okay, boom. So let's continue because I still have, you see.
And show the watch list when you're done too.
I will. Because next what I'm going to do is we'll go over the screener and radar. We're going to say flow for next Friday. And then we'll do the watch list. We'll show the watch list because that got updated. Okay, so here you can easily, right here, okay, so the context between this and this. So if you guys see the insider tape is empty, is because they're looking at an ETF. ETF don't have insider play, right? ETF are made of actual stocks, actual companies that make SPY. That SPY is not an actual per se, right? It has companies in it that make the actual index. So it won't have insider trading like a CEO, a CFO, whoever, Don, Joe, whoever the hell, right? Video will have side trading, Apple, Microsoft, and like a CEO sold, Jensen Huang did this or that, whatever the third. So when you look at a stock, you might see insider activity. You might look at Netflix and say, well, there's no insider activity on Netflix right now. That means no insiders have selling in Netflix. They did it in the last month, right? Or you might look at Apple and you might have insider sales. So you might see, okay, well, this guy Tim Cook sold, the lady sold, this person sold, like that. And now you can see a context. Also, just so you know, Professor T-Bot does inside moves too. It checks insider trade, Congress trades and all that. If you put the ticker, it's going to give you that specific ticker, what people have been buying and selling, that specific ticker at what money amount. And also, if you just ask her just Congress, just in general, it's going to give you the biggest sells and buys and what tickers and what politicians were selling them back and forth. So that's that on Professor T. Huh?
Oh, you said Professor
Oh, that's
T
on the
bot?
bot on Discord. Yeah, the T-Bot, the Professor T-Bot. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So she'll check all the fundamentals, everything fundamental. She's on it. She's on all of that. Okay, so
Hey, Rams, does the site show relative volume over time? That's still a concept I don't fully understand and to learn more about. But is relative volume like Is it cumulative or is it just like a point in time?
No, relative volume. So you could say, okay, so put it like this. Let's to explain that. Actually, very good question too. Let me see some. I could probably explain it with this. Okay. So this is where I'm still doing an update guide. So I'm gonna explain things. But by tonight I'm sending the update out. But okay, so look, right now we're in a daily here, right? This is the daily. I'm not gonna search anything yet. I don't want noise in the screen just yet. So your RVOL is here, relative volume for the daily, because remember we clicked on the daily. So relative volume for a day, right? So think about this context. If it's a day, it's one day, just price action of one. 1.5 means 1.5 times, two times, three times. So now if the regular volume is 10,000, and I'm just using random numbers, 10,000, that's normal, right? That's one time. It's regular volume. It's just one time. It's nothing special about this, right? This is regular action. This doesn't tell me anything. There's no conviction behind this because this is the norm, right? Below the one time, now it might call my attention because if the stock sold 2%, 5%, but relative volume is say 0.7, I'm like, okay, well, the sellers weren't really there. Yeah, I can see that the stock moved down 3%, but relative volume doesn't tell me there was pressure at a 0.7 sell-off, because our normal is one time. And if you're selling on less than the one time, right, then the norm, then this selling pressure is very weak, right? So now, just because the selling pressure is weak doesn't mean I want to buy, right? It means, okay, maybe let me go look at that stock and see where did this selling occur. Is it near a level, a support? Is it at a floor where now I can say, okay, well, this is a nice soft pullback here, because this pullback was only, RVOL was only 0.6 on this negative 3% day for this certain stock. So that is a soft pullback, because relative volume, if it's one time and you're below the norm, that means that the sellers are not convicted here. But if that selling pressure came in at 1.5, now I got to say, okay, hold on. Let's wait for a dead cat bounce and let's see if the selling pressure continues. Because I see the selling pressure above average by 1.5 times. That's conviction. Starting. That is, what is going on here? You see something move 2 times, twice as extreme as normal, right? Because now if it's one time it's 10, now you just threw me 20. Damn. Okay. That's 100% move, right? So 2 times, that's extreme. That is high conviction. Who stepped in here? What happened here? Right? 3 times, I mean, some news dropped, something happened. This is more of, if something moves 10 times, that's the normal, right? 10 is the normal. But today alone it moved 30? Who came? Who said something? What happened? What's the news? Where's the catalyst? Why 30? Something happened. So that is above extreme situation. Something happened that this is 3 times above its regular daily volume compared to the last 20 days. Because you're always relatively comparing, right, the average of the 20-day volume, not just the 1 day. It's a 20-day average, and if in 1 day you go way above what is the 20-day average, that tells you something's happening here. Whether it's absorption, whether it's accumulation, someone touched this stock with a convicting thesis. Whether they brought it down or up, it doesn't matter. If that relative volume is that big of a size, it's norm, something's going on. If it's below, okay, this is not right? So if we have a run, and this thing is only running on 0.5 relative volume, what is the run worth? The run is not much because that run is going to lose steam. The only way you can see a run on low volume, that is overhead supply. That is, let me see if I have a brush here. Okay. Price action, right? Boom. We're at supply. All this is liquidity, right? All liquidity zones, right? You got levels, all that. But now you come, bam, take it all out. Take it all out. Take it all out. Now there's lower overhead supply. All this is fresh. All this is fresh. All of these will become zones, right? Right? But now you could say, boom, break structure right here. And now you could just run because you left, this is all thin. This is all thin. You got to let the book start to fill again, right? And you got to let people start pulling, a lot of people got taken out. So you could have now overhead supply on the way up and just have an explosive move. And then what happens is you get the first, and then you have retail pop in. This starts consolidating at the top, and it takes you down to one of the new key levels. Because that just made a new supply zone, right? Fresh. It was fresh. And now this becomes a new fresh demand zone all the way down here with internals, right? As you move. So the only way you can move up on low volume, there has to be no overhead supply or demand down there. And we got to keep going up until we find that supply. And then is when the stock starts doing what it does. Boom. Grab liquidity, then it can keep going. Or overhead supply, distribution. But the only way you can run on low volume is under those circumstances. Institutions collected what they needed to collect. Okay, so now, oh, go ahead. Somebody had a question?
No, I was gonna say thank you.
Oh, okay. So now let's just do a search, right? Like, okay. So who's gonna pop up here? Okay. Of course. So look, see what we were talking about. Look, okay, so look, this is perfect. So look, we were talking about, I guess I didn't talk about the reversals, but we talked about the coil, right? So you see a coil's happening here. There's a coil happening there. You can see symmetrical triangle, and you can see a very small range. You can see the coil here. Either way you want to look at it, there's a coil happening here. So what you do is you say, okay, Kroger, damn, Ab, this is one that you used to trade a lot, back in the day, wasn't it? This was one of your money makers right here, I remember. Wasn't it? I think it was.
What?
So boom,
Kroger?
that thing calling right now. Yeah, Kroger, wasn't it? I think you used to trade KR in the Patreon days.
Yeah, I traded it before.
Yeah, you used to make it with that. I used to love seeing that.
Yeah.
All right, so boom, right? So let's say Kroger got a coil going on right now. So you will go and mark those ranges, right? And then now you see that this little 0.68% came right at above average, above the norm. It's just at, right? But it's above. It's above. This is collecting energy because you could say it like this. Look, you could put the context however you want to put the context. You have a zone. It could be absorption. You're gonna reject, right? Or you broke a minor break of structure here, right? Take it. This volume right here, this coil could easily break above this level and go, right? So now this is why we have what's going on. We have a detected setup. I mark it in my charts. I put alarm and alarm. Which way are we going? As soon as I get my alarm, let me go look at it. Now I'm paying attention to price action. Do I want to take the trade or do I pass? Because you don't always have to take the trade. That is always the final decision. Once I go mark, okay, the scanner is telling me what's going on. Let me go see what's going on. Let me go look at the chart. Once you mark everything, now alarms come in. All right, let me check. Let me look at the price action. You don't just blindly take any trade anywhere, anytime. You always look at it. See, this is the reversal, right? When you see a reversal, if you look at this on your chart, you're going to see. So now here, this is a spark line that I'm showing the last 20 days of action. So you could get at least a very small context on what the last 20 days, what the last month of price action did, right? So now here, the reversal just is an engulfing candle. So the yesterday got engulfed by today. That's all you need to know. So now you know if you have a moment like this, it's either you collect the liquidity to go or you engulf this whole right here. And this reversal could just take you further down. Why? Because now you look at the context. Okay, this selling off, higher low, boom. Or this reversal makes a capitulation bottom, right? Where the selling pressure gets so immense that sellers themselves exhaust. And then you have the buyer step in and then it goes. So now you watch that reversal. You watch that engulfing behavior. What did it engulf? How many days did it engulf? To which way? How many people could it have taken out? What is the least path of resistance? If we collect all this liquidity, why not aim for this liquidity? Right? So the context is there. Breakout, that was meta, right? Breakout just means the current candle broke out. If this is 20, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang. Oh, I might have missed one candle because I had the one already. Okay, whatever. That means breakout means that the current candle broke out of the previous 15 days of action, the previous 15 candles. That is a big conviction. If price is stuck at it doesn't even matter if it's doing this. And then you come here and you just get a crazy explosion. And this was your 15 candles right here. You just got the breakout. Wait for a higher low. You take your trade. You're gone. You've gone. The context is here for you. I've been working so hard to make this as simple as I can for everyone. So everyone could just easily make trades. Take it further. Take it further. How did Meta move today? Wow. I see conviction. I see a breakout. Can we hold? And we go. That is the context. That is the context. It doesn't mean breakout is here. Let me take the trade. Let's go. Because what's going to happen is it's got to come back to a zone. And then if it's going to go, it's going to go. But what the breakout does is this. Price is doing whatever it's doing. Breaks out. Wait for the zone. Holds. We go. Take profit 1. Hold the run. If it holds, keep holding. If it holds, you keep holding. Stop loss moves up. It could all be so simple with ramsoffthecharts.com. So that is the scanner. And we're missing the inside, right? It's not showing me with my gates, right? Let's say the gate that I put right now. And again, mind you, I'm doing an update like literally live behind in my back on this tab. So now with the gates that I have set, out of all the stocks, right? This is what ranked in my results. Take away all the noise. I don't need to see all the stocks in the S&P that move. Take away anything that's noise. And let me see what moved. Let me see the conviction behind the move. So all this here that popped up right now is all relatively over the one-time normal of their volume, right? So this could have more downside. Oracle as well. In the context of what happened here. Now you have to look at this price action. Is this reversal going to take it down, or is this just going to collect and go? Is this coil going to play out? Is this breakout going to give me a soft pullback? But I was already ready because I was digging, I found, I charted, I marked. And when it's time, I sniped. Easy peasy. So say like the same thing. You look, let's look at the smaller gold. Oh, if you're looking at a smaller, let's say at a like IWM, it has smaller companies, smaller market caps. Don't go crazy and go and put $500 million, $20 billion. Yeah, they can have, but be modest. Do 50, 100 mil, 25 mil, 10 mil, just to see what pops up. Let's see if you're hunting around. All right, I'm gonna keep it in normal. I'm gonna keep it at 10 million. That's the minimum. I mean, who's not spending 10 mil around here? And then now you look at what's happening in IWM, right? So now here we have an inside. We have two inside patterns right here for those tickers. So that's the context. I come here and I mark my inside range. If it breaks above, stop loss goes below the inside candle. Easy peasy of a trade. First take profit zone, that high. You collect liquidity with the rest of the big boys, right? If it breaks below, stop loss goes above the inside candle. Look left more, right? Around here, there's other price action happening. First take profit, leave runners on continuation.
Hey Rams,
Yeah.
on these screener, because the relative volume is already high, would you say it's safer to take breakouts instead of waiting for the retest?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would always okay. And I'm not gonna tell you that it's not safer, but I'm only gonna tell you that in my perspective,
Okay.
right? Because of course there's breakout traders, and this is what makes the market as a whole. You know how we stress break, retest, or break, hold, go. Some traders are legit breakout traders. All I need to see is the candle close above the zone, or the candle get above the zone, and people press enter there, right? And then some people do it on the live candle. Some people wait for the candle to close, but either or you could get faked out. So sometimes why I like when I say a hold, I might look at 2 hours, right, of price action holding there. Sometimes you could say, well, if I wait 2 hours on the hourly or the 65-minute, right? Or if I wait for a whole 4-hour candle, it might just go. But then now, in my developed way and strategy of thinking, if a move goes on me, then it goes. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was waiting for something, it didn't happen. It is what it is. If the intent was to catch the breakout and the very next candle held, and I just want the continuation off of it real quick, I'll get in. But now I know that was the intent, and I'll get out as that candle is breaking the last previous high of the last previous candle of the high, if that makes sense. I'm already planning the exit off that breakout because of the way I trade, right? So I'm more of a break, hold, go, break,
if I do take a breakout, I will take the breakout on the next candle's hold and just take it for continuation and get out. And by continuation, it doesn't matter whether I'm in the 15 minute or in a daily. I'm gonna use the frame as context always. I'm always gonna trade the frame and the context within that frame. And if I'm trading based on the daily, I'll take that breakout, right? But now I'm looking at the 15-minute for reversal signs, because the 15-minute could very well just reverse all the way back down to my daily levels easily. If I'm looking at a breakout on the weekly, it might be safer to look at the 4-hour, right, for that hold. Because if the breakout happened on the weekly, let me look at the 4-hour. If we could hold, if this candle holds for 4 hours, now I can take the very next candle off that hold. And now I know I got 4 hours of price action, and I can hold for about 2 candles of 4 hours apiece. My second candle, I can break into the hourly. So I can choose if I wait the 4 hours, if I wait 2 hours, because price action is going to tell me overall. You know, price action is king overall. So the price action will tell me what to do. But if I'm looking at a weekly context and I'm just chilling, stay in the 15-minute, that price action might spook me out of my out of my weekly time frame analysis, if that makes sense. So you can take the breakout. It's just the way my trading is wired. I'd be careful just taking the breakout. I would see the breakout. I'd rather see it and then say, okay, let's see if now it can hold. Because if it broke out and now we broke out above a key level and this can hold, amazing, right? But if it broke out of the last 15 days, but say in something like this, right? Type price action. Damn, cover the whole price action. It breaks out above the price action, right? And it can hold. Now I know I'm good. But what if this was just a liquidity grab and now it starts chopping all the way down? That's why I'm very careful with just taking just sole breakouts. I'd rather now, what you do see here is that this breakout, right, is behind big relative volume. Big, huge relative volume. Chances are they will defend that floor. Chances are, but nothing in the market is certain. So you could take the breakout and they could just grab liquidity and use it on the way back down. Or take that breakout, make sure it holds whatever you determine hold means from your analysis. That's very important to understand. Because I could say hold, but a hold for me, I'm doing a lot of analysis on weeklies. I like big moves. So I like my weekly analysis and I'll break everything down from there down.
Yeah, that makes sense. I normally do the wait for the retest too or the hold, but I was curious if the relative volume added like confidence to a breakout, but that's helpful. Thank you.
It does. It does. The relative volume adds all the confluence to the breakout, because it could be a breakout on, say, 0.06 RVOL, but you might have the breakout thing pop up because it broke out. It broke out of the last 15 days. But that breakout, if you're paying attention, they snatched liquidity. This might not hold. This might just keep going. So that is a very good point, and I'm glad that you did bring it up. Don't just follow the breakout blindly. Make sure it's backed by institutional money. And then you wait. Well, in my case, I would wait for the hold, then go.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Inside, same thing. Inside, you already know something's happening because that relative volume here is high. So the energy is building. The energy is there. Now, which way is it going to go? Right? So this here, it's there. It's there. Can it go, or does it break down? Because it's inside. Now it's inside and it just got sucked up. There's so many buyers and sellers. Up, down. Both of them just canceling each other out. Deadlock. Dang, 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 dang. Who's gonna win this? Because whoever wins is coming for all the marbles in that move. So yeah, that's the screener. You could also, I mean, if you just want to look at bullish stuff and bearish stuff, just click on them, rerun it, and it'll only give you bear. And then the bullish, it'll only give you bullish. If you want to just see what's setting up only, then just click however many you want. 1 if you want, 2 if you want, whatever it is that you want. You click on one or the other, and it'll only show you that. Me personally, I like to see everything as a whole. Every user is different, right? You could put as momentum rank, and it's just going to give you the highest RVOL down, right? That's momentum. Momentum is behind it. Now, money rank is how much money, right? Walked in, how much money in volume. So it'll rank it different if you want to see the money rank or if you want to see the momentum rank, right? The money rank works according to the market cap, right? So 459 mil on SEN means more in market cap. It's a bigger move than 1.2 billion on SATS to the market cap of EcoStar Corp. Does that make sense?
Oh.
It's all about market cap. So in money rank, lower money could still mean more in a certain ticker than another ticker that looks like they had more money, but according to their market cap, the lower money to this stock means a lot more than it meant 1 billion to SATS. This 459 mil means more, right? That's why it ranked in number 2. By money volume, that's more. That is greater than the 1.2 billion that you threw in SATS. If that makes sense.
A little bit.
So put it like this. If I'm a little company, right? And let's say you got Abbott, the big company, right? $10 million for me is a big move, right? Somebody, T dropped 10 mil on Rams. She convicted on the Rams move, right? But dropping 10 mil on Ab because he's the big dog, 10 mil don't scratch Ab. It's the same amount of money, but it means different to both different companies. 10 mil, I might blow 10 mil. Some people, 10 mil, bro, this is my out. I made it. I'm rich, right? But 10 mil to somebody else might mean what $100 means to us. So the money rank is different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to mute you, Angie. It sounded like you was talking to somebody else. It was so long.
I said I would answer him, but he muted me. But no, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That one makes sense. I'm just messing with you.
All right, so look, put it like this, in like street terms, right? You catch people that is like they got no problem, right? Wasting like $100. It's like it's nothing. But then you might catch another one of your boys that be like, yo, $20? Nah, what? You bugging right now. The money rank for both individuals hit different. Somebody buying something $100 might be like, yo, here, that's 100. Yo, here, take that. Go ahead. That's nothing. And then another person's gonna be like, how much is that? 100. 100 for what? Let me see. What you buying for $100? The money rank hit different for both different people. That makes sense. Yeah. So that's what money rank means to different stocks. They different people. And so the money means different because of the market cap. Of course, $1 trillion company was $50 million over here. Bro, put that on the B's. No, don't give me no M's. M's, you disrespecting me. I'm a trilly. You better get them M's over there with them little what? This is the difference. So money rank will always be different on who we're talking about. 1 billion might be a big move for, say, SATS, but 1 billion is not a big move for NVIDIA. As far as trading goes. So that's the money rank. So you're going to get it ranked by the money, how much money came into that specific stock and what that represented for that stock. So that 450 mil rank SEM at 2. But now if you do the momentum rank, RVOL, your relative by relative volume, SEM moved down 1 block. It was like, yo, chill. Because STEL and PDLI, they got the biggest RVOL moves. So boom, that's the scanner, and literally all your universes are here. You can scan. Oh, I'm gonna add a lot more stuff, universes and things. But these are all your universes. Got financials, energy, healthcare, industrials, consumer staples. Everybody's there. Materials, everything's there. So you just scan around, see what detected setups you see. If something's on relative low volume, be careful. That tells you something. If something went up on relative low volume, that tells you something. If something went down on relative low volume, that also tells you something, right? This move here tells you a lot, whatever this company might be. So it's a $2 stock, whatever it is. But that 8% move at this relative value, oof, that was painful. That was painful. And this stock is smaller. So see, 74 mil means a lot to that stock. Where 450, we were just laughing at SEM for that. Because we seen somebody else in the billies. But the market cap is what matters in the money. It's the market cap. If I'm a little company and you give me 10 mil, I could do a lot. I could do, this site be different. You give me 10 mil right now, right? But if you're somebody else, you give them 10 mil, they can't do much with the $10 million. Bang. And always right here, I highlighted it. Oh, damn it. The back to hub button is going to glow for you. And if you ever would just want to come back to the main page, you press back to hub and boom, it sends you right back. So now let's check the radar. This is very powerful on itself right here. Very, very powerful. This radar is going to isolate your institutional momentums, your 200-day moving averages, your 400 EMAs, your 800s. Everything is going to be right here for you. Everything, the anchor that you want to set, whether you want to look for something deep, right? Whether you want to look to see if we're still bullish or bearish, if you want to see if the structure is holding, who does it belong to? Above the 50, okay, bulls are still in control. Below, bears are taking control. Your month, right? Your 20-day resembles a month of action. Are we coming to retest that last month? Are we going to break below or are we going to hold and go, right? That is your 20-day. And then, of course, you know I had to throw that in there because that is my specialty right there. I don't do nothing without looking at my 9 EMA. That is my front scope always and always will be. So what this tells you here, let's say I'm looking at the 200, right? Just take me on SPY. What's going on in SPY with the stocks in SPY relative to the 200-day on the daily. I could look to see what's going on the 15-minute, on the weekly, on the monthly. Now, keep this in context. Weekly and monthly, if you choose the 400 or 800-day, especially on the weekly, you're gonna A lot of companies is on the monthly charts. Be careful looking here. You're going to be waiting for a long, long time. On the weekly is where you have the leap and swing setups. When you see on a weekly an 800 approach, a 400 approach, even the 200. Okay, powerful on the 800, all on the weekly, all on the weekly. Dailies, you can look at anything you want because the daily will have 800 days, will have 400 days. That's already been developed, right? Now, all you see here is that, let's say, XOM for the day, right? ExxonMobil. I'm looking at the 200 day. 200 days here. I see that it tested it. It failed to break under. It's coming for another retest. And it's telling me that the 200 day sits at 135, right? So price is at 137, right? So all we got to do is come back, price. If you come back about those 2%, you're right at it. But you're already testing the 200 day on the daily right here. So now you look at XOM. Okay, do we hold? You're not just going to go surfing chart by chart. All right, let me look at this MA. Let me look at that MA. Let me look at this MasterCard. Let me look at BarkV. Let me look at Tesla. Do you know how long you're going to be sitting there? This is happy hunting. You're just here. What is coming near my 200? What is already getting extended from the 200? This already broke. This already gone. Should I wait for a retest? Boom. Okay, let me go mark Microsoft. Right? Oh, damn. Look at AbbVie. Okay, that looks pretty bullish. Is it going to test? Hold this structure? Boom. Okay, let me go mark up our AbbVie. Right? Okay, look at Google. They talk, oh, Google, oh, SK Hynix, they got to sell Google. Okay, well, cool. On the daily, we're about to come and retest that 200 again. Can we hold? All right, if we do, there's easy money. Easy money, right? Right now, it already tells you, okay, well, Meta, the 200 is here. Price is here. It's above the structure, right? But look what happened. Boom, we were below. We broke above. This is why now we saw the breakout on the scanner. But this is why I'm programmed to always wait for that hold and retest of sorts, right? Because now we were under that 200 day. We finally broke above. Can we hold it? Now you can go. Now you're allowed to go. Green light. Right here, what that happened here, that's a yellow light for me right now with even the breakout, right? Okay, we broke past the last previous 15 days. Great. Can I get my retest on that 200 now? Can we hold? Let's go. So now the screener tells me breakout on Meta. I come to the radar. I see the breakout wasn't just breakout on Meta. It broke above the 200 day, right? So now I say, okay, well, since I got my breakout, guys, give me 1 second. Hold me down for like 1 second.
Okay.
I got it. Give me 1 second. Hello.
Okay. Larry, how y'all like the site so far? The new updates.
All right, I'm done. I'm back. That was good. Thanks. All right. So boom. So you see how we piece the context together, and I didn't even try that. I wasn't even like everything. The website is just whispering to me, right? We looked at Meta. I saw what was going on with Meta. I make my notes. All right, cool. Then I come here. Now I see Meta doing this. Okay, damn, we was under the 200. Damn, we just broke out. Damn, there was a lot of volume. That's high relative volume. All right, cool. Can we hold that 200 day? This is where leaps are born. Context. NVIDIA, same thing. All right, well, we're failing to break under, so let's see. This thing can go. Right? Then I could just say, okay, well, you know what? I'm a short, right? I'm a bear type of person. Let me see what's below the structure. Oh, boom, this is fresh. All right, cool. So if Walmart just broke under. It's retesting. As soon as it fails, shorting that thing to the ground back to 100.
I think this is my favorite out of
This
all.
is so good. It's just so good. Then also,
how long will we watch for that?
How long would you watch for it?
Yes.
So that context living comes down to your charts, right? Because let's say, right, like put it like this. Now you gotta watch. The context is here. So now you gotta watch the reaction on Walmart. Let's say if we're talking about Walmart, we just broke under the 200. It failed to break back above. So now you know that 200 is sitting at 116. Price is at 113. It rejected it right here. It's trying here. If it rejects again and it rejects and you see, all right, well, the buying volume is not there. The volume bars, let's say on the way, right? Let's say right there, right here. Now this is when you start pairing. I got to come and the information I get from here, I got to go plot my charts, plot my levels. All right. I saw this. Okay. I saw that the 200 day was on Walmart. It's breaking. All right. I got my lower profit zones down there. Now you start cooking, right? And on the first rejection, we held. I see, right, that this run right here, right? Let's say you look at this run, right? And then the buying volume does this, right? Okay, well, it's running. Virgins, okay. As soon as this rejects, I'm taking it with conviction. I'm taking it. If we don't reclaim that 200, that 200, I'm staying in my trade until the levels I set. I'm staying in my trade. I scale out, hold, leave runners, take my profit. But that context, Lavinius, it comes from your chart. You have everything. Look, Tesla, boom, failed to reclaim, failed again. One more time, this is a coil. What's it gonna do? Because now I have context here, right? If this looks like a symmetrical triangle and I have the 200-day right here, this is either going to reclaim, hold, and explode, or is going to reject and make its move. Because we are under the 200-day on Tesla. Right? And then also the site is going to, so whoever is closest to that moving average, it'll be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how the percentages get bigger? We go from 1%. This is 2% away, 2.7 because this was 2.6. This is 4.2. This goes all the way out to 12%. So it gives you the order of who's the closest to that anchor. And you could do the same thing with any of them. Say you're looking at the 20, okay? With the 20, everything below, everything above. Man, give me a. You can do it on a weekly. That's fine. Wherever you want to do it. You're gonna get your load of window if you do change your time frame. Once everything is loaded, you could change whatever you want. The time frame is already loaded. But to change the time frame, there's new compute that has to happen to see where the moving averages stand, what you picked, where that price action is sitting. So it needs that moment to recalibrate the new time frame. Also, I explained to you here. I explained to you here the context of any anchor that you're in. The 20 represents your equilibrium. It's a 20-day average. It's a month. It's a month of price action. Then you're gonna get explanations for every whatever it is. You get the context change everywhere. Everywhere. Look at that beautiful move on CAT. Look at this on the 9. Just gone. Or whatever. But so that's the radar. I mean, this is just dope. Super dope. let's say you could do just 25, boom, total. So it'll scan 25, it'll scan 50, 100, or all. Just give me everything that's in the spot. Don't worry about it. Or just give me the 50. Let me see the 50 that are, because remember, it's gonna sort it from farthest to lowest like that. It's gonna sort for you anyway. See, even look, I have them in all, right? I have it in all, same thing, same sort. 0.8. It don't matter whether it's negative or positive because at this point we're in all. But then this is 0.42, 0.45, 0.54. So it's always going to be in order for you. Who's the closest to the farthest? What's the farthest sitting? 10%. 13%. So it's sorted for you. Very, very, very powerful. You can look at whatever. NASDAQ is gonna load it. Look at whatever. If again, if you guys have suggestions of something that you might want to see, sector added, whatever, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Put it on the Discord group, and we'll get to it as soon as we can do it. So this is the radar. Very, very powerful. Like this is one of my favorite tools in here too. I mean, all of it is really my favorite, to be honest. The flow, we will go over flow because this is a lot in flow. So just to briefly talk about it, you let this load. Don't just go and let it load. Let it do what it's doing. There's a lot of compute behind this one card. That's why this had no other choice than to be in premium, and it has to be, because this takes a lot of power to run this one window. So let's say like in this context, and this is going to be quick. We'll get more into more details of it, I guess you can say, for next week. But so in this context, you see something triggered, right? And it triggered bear. Now it triggered bear because there's a resistance right overhead. We're sitting right below the resistance line, right? Remember when we were talking about Meta? That those levels we were talking about Meta. Now, you went up so big. You went up so big. Do you see how this right here, now you see daily near resistance 2, right? And then you see how the whole thing here is red. That means it's near a support. Red. If you see something is green, that means it's immediately near I said it wrong. The red is near resistance, and the green is immediately near a support, right? If you see it gray, you might pop up with something that's gray. That means is in no man's land. It even tells you there. Don't even matter what the score might be. No nearby structure. So the score for no nearby structure will always be low. Will always be low. We don't trade in the middle of nowhere. We trade when there's structure. The only time you can trade in the middle of nowhere is during price discovery mode. Price discovery is when we're at all-time highs, blue sky territory. That is price discovery. Price is discovering new territory. So now you could only follow fib extensions, and that is price discovery. Wait for a soft pullback, continue. Strength begets strength. That is price discovery mode. But enough on that, because I don't want you guys to take that term and go crazy with it. We don't trade at all-time highs. We are very selective when it comes to tops.
Charlotte asked if she can get a one-on-one for the website.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
How could she reach you? She's not in the Discord.
Look, do this. Email right here. Bang.
Or I could pass. Yeah, however you want to do it. Don't matter.
Yeah. However, it's easiest. Boom. So, okay. So say right now, let's say as an example, right? We're inside of all blend. We're inside of all blend, right? I'm just looking at the broader context, right? And you can see I mean, as far as the broader context, is single stock dominated. Like that means the ETF, when it's the ETF is dominating, that means all the stocks are running. Like everything's just running. So the ETFs are massively up. But when the ETF is not that massively up, but some stocks individually are up, that means it's single stock dominant. The move, 95% of the move is by the stocks, not the actual ETFs. So you see the total flow versus the outflow is very, you can't say this is all out bullish, right? It's not all out bullish. You're seeing some outflow coming out in a broader scheme, right? If I wanted to just see, okay, well, what's just going on with SPY, right? Relative. Now remember, the big move on Meta took a lot of money. Now you see the difference, right? Okay, well, you see the inflow versus the outflow. So then you see, now you're getting this trigger. You got to wait for the hold. You got to wait for the hold. Because now it's telling you, and that's a score, yeah, 78. That's big enough. Look, inflow, that's extremely high. But now you're at a daily resistance that we checked out before, right? So now the trigger is bearish because you're right below a ceiling. Unless it breaks, the trigger cannot break to bullish until that new zone holds. Just because it breaks doesn't mean it's going to hold. So right now, obviously, the thesis is bearish. If I'm near the ceiling, I mean, where else can I go? If I can't break this, I'm either going to consolidate here until I collect enough energy to break through, or we're going to have to retrace real quick and then come back with more speed and break through. Because a move like this, it either consolidates or it breaks through all laws of physics and it just keeps going. But then the more it keeps going, the worse it is when it has to pull back. That's why you don't want to see a stock just run. SanDisk, when time comes, that's going to be bad. MU as well. When the time comes, and the time comes, time will come. Them things will drop. $200, $300, skipping numbers, because the move to the one side were so extensive. They were so extensive. See here for NVIDIA, I mean, okay, great move. But what happened in that move? It just led us right up to a massive wall, because that is a weekly resistance and a daily resistance. Now, if we break there, cool. Here we go. Back to the 215 to 20s. That's great. But right now, the context is to break this, you need big buyers. It can happen. After a 5% move, you might get another pullback 205 to collect some, try to break through that big wall. But this is the context. Every time, if you're right above a floor, okay, we jump, right? But if I'm right below the ceiling, I got no other choice but then to go look down. Ain't nothing else up here right now until I can break this. So you don't trade, you don't go long right under the ceiling. You don't go short right on top of the floor. You wait for that to break first. The only thing you could do is go short at the ceiling and target the floor. And you go long at the floor and target the ceiling. Other than that, you got to wait for it to break the ceiling. Now you target the next zone. Break the floor. Now you target the next zone. So that's the flow. The flow is really, really good. It can really stop you from doing some massive craziness, from chasing a crazy move. Everybody's looking at this right now. And I'm not saying, don't get me confused saying, well, don't buy it. I mean, look, everybody's looking at this. Nvidia, oh my God. Meta, oh my God. But now, okay, cool. Just be careful because look what's happening. It triggered a bear weekly and daily. Trigger bear daily. We got overhead ceilings. The moves were good. But now what has to happen? I need to see hold continuation. Hold on. See what's going on. That was Nvidia. There you go. So now see here, what do I need to see? Break above, continuation. Break above and hold, should I say. You're gonna break. Now, if you don't break above, right, that daily selling, you gotta come, retest, structure, hold. Now, it can go. Because now you got context. Low, higher low, holds. Now it can continue. So flow is very, very powerful. This is very, very powerful. It's giving you the context, and this can really pump your brakes or give you extra confidence. Let's see. And everything has a hub button.
Okay,
Say if
Rams,
you want to,
real quick before you move on the flow,
Mhm.
how do you use it? Like, do you just look for the ones that are triggered, or do you add the ones that are like watch to your watch list?
Yeah, I'll add them all. Now I don't only look for triggered, even
Okay.
the yellow ones, because you see the score is still 60. I mean, look, this is still it's waiting on flow. The flow is low. You know, so it's like, okay, that's not bad. And I mean, the flow is low. It's like the parameters, it's not like so tight. Like you could definitely see yellow and start marking your move, right? Because that's how you'll catch the move before it happens. If not, what happens is you might just see the move happen, but now, okay, well, now I gotta wait for the rest to happen where I can say a clear entry. So if you mark right from when it's yellow, you already see the context developing from before anything even happens.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah. I don't only wait just for the green. The green, I mean, the green is great. I love to see it because it gives you that like conviction, like, okay, this actually came into its own, into the full conclusion, right? Everything went full circle, everything aligned. Wow, a score of 96, everything's aligning so well. Like, but okay, great. But even here, I mean, look at the context. It's green. I'm right by the floor. Flow is low. So okay, 2 billion, what this sold off today? 2 billion on low flow. Okay, well, the sell-off wasn't that crazy. I mean, look, see off the little window here. Okay, I see a liquidity grab here. I see this whole structure holding. I got my low, went failure to go lower, higher low. We can possibly come and check all this liquidity here before we come back to the structure, right? It'll help you read the market. It'll speed up. Not that your analysis should speed up, but where you point your scope should have better speed, and that's where the site shines. You know, this beats going ticker by ticker, finding, analyzing. Okay, what's going on with this context here? What's going on the weekly? What's going on? I got 5 stocks in a matter of what? Couple minutes. Now I can just work on these 5, 10 stocks, 7 stocks. I got all these setups, all these probable high setups happening. All right, cool. I do my charts over the weekend. I'm ready. Context is loaded. Bang. And of course, if you guys need your GEX console, trade SPY, in and out, don't forget to click on that tab right there, the GEX console, and that's going to bring you right here. And you could get your Sniper's Risk Console. So this is very, very, very powerful. If you do not know how to control your risk, if you do not know how to invest something depending on your account size, this will help you out. And that will only appear if I'm in Tesla, you won't see that. That is relatively only for SPY right now. We will be adding other major tickers into this, but right now, you click on SPY here, you're gonna see your GEX console. No matter where you are in the site, because you have the time frame here, you'll see your GEX console. You'll have the time frame in the radar, you'll see your GEX console when you're under SPY.
I want you to show. Well, when you're done, we shouldn't do the watch list. I'll just do the watch list on Monday.
Okay.
But I do want you, when you're done though with the site, something that I've been working on that I'm gonna more than likely release when we go premium next month.
Okay. So look, just look at, because I don't think I mentioned this on the heat map. So I pushed an update last week, or last weekend. So relatively, when you look at a heat map, you're seeing daily action, what moved, what momentum did on that day. Now you can see the context with energy. Okay, I see everything is like half green, red. The brighter the color, the more the move. But now you could look at the weekly, right? The broader context. Okay, they're stepping up. You know, that's all the war talk and all this stuff that's going on. Then you look at the monthly. So now you get like a broader, you see, okay, damn, for the month, the last 21-day rolling period, I see that they rotated, right? A lot of these energy stocks got rotated, right? And then you start seeing like, okay, well, what the utilities do, what the healthcare do, what's the move now, right? So, and then you could see even in the daily, like, yo, what moved big? Oh, damn, look, material. And shout out to Ab, because everybody saw Ab bringing up materials. I don't know if it was like last night or like the night before, and right on the money, right on the money. And look at this today. This is today's context. Look at this. Come on. Come on. Shout out to my brother right there. But then now you can see the whole context. You can see weekly. You can see the monthly. You can see what they was doing with the materials throughout the month. All right. So somebody was quietly loaded, right? But you wouldn't have seen that if you're just looking at solely daily context. So all this, the time frame alignment is very, very important, because you might see something on one day that might be green, and shiny objects tend to do something to us. But it might be shining a day. That don't mean it might have been shining all month. That don't mean it was shining all week, right? So that's where context prevails. So instead of just providing one oh yeah, this is what happened today. Well, okay, what happened in the last 5 days though, Rams? What if I want to look at the month though, Rams? So there it is. And that's so simple and so powerful at the same time. Oh, the Rams flow, just real quick. This is very quick. This is gonna filter out big streaks, big relative volume moves, big money moving in or moving out. So you'll have the streaks go on ice with the red, with the laggards, and the streaks go on fire if the inflow is coming in. And then from here, you can say, damn, 4-day streak, this can have a pullback now, right? So now you go on the chart, damn, you see an extensive move. You see it's far away from the moving averages. Even if institutional money stepped in and you see a crazy ass move, well, this gotta go test here. This gotta, okay, rejection here, I'm taking it, right? Same thing, it's overall context. Or, damn, this just made it here at 2 times the VOT. What is a LABD? Let me go chart it. Let me go see what, oh, damn, it broke this key level. Oh, my God. Easy hunting. Easy. All right, go ahead.
Or could I see the, I'm on my phone now. Could I see the watch list real quick, please?
Yeah. Now, you want me to click on it?
Yes, please.
Gotcha.
Like calling me at the wrong time.
As soon as I start talking, somebody will call me. All right, hold on. All right, so could we have to remove Shaz and GLW.
Bet.
Shaz is phase 4, GLW is phase 3.
Nope.
Um,
I'll do that right after the class. I'll have them all.
So Monday I will go over these stocks, why I picked them. They're at least 70% institutional, and what is it called? I looked at the fundamentals and the market cap. It's a lot that went into picking this, but these should be ready. GLW is phase 3, and Talisha got the setup. You can follow in the Talisha Snipes page. She got her full setup on that. And that looks okay right now. It's approaching the 5-day. I still think we're gonna see 170, but it looks good though. But this all of the stocks on here is this phase 2. This is power electricity. If you're looking at memory companies, that's also phase 2 as well. So any type of memory companies, again, this is the same thing that we did with phase 1. We're not going to chart through all these every week like we did before, because that took up a lot of time, but we'll start looking at the bottom ones, the lowest ones, because those are the ones you want to target. The ones all the way at the bottom. You don't want the ones all the way at the top. A lot of the times, those are the ones you miss the move in. And then I just got one more thing. Damn. Can you go to the Discord real quick? Or take over real quick. Answer, because they're calling me too much.
Bet. You're gonna answer your call, you said? I bet. Boom boom. So yeah, guys, that's the website. We'll go into more details about other stuff. I'm really gonna add more features. There's other stuff I'm already working on that I don't have per se all the way done, but damn near. And this is really bothering me a lot, so I'm gonna change this as soon as we're done. That's really, really, really getting under my skin. What else? Let's see. Ab's busy right now, so
I'm good now. Let me just.
Oh,
I got my kids coming.
Bet.
No, cause I don't. Could you? Cause I'm on my phone. I didn't really want to share from my phone. Let me see. I just want to show y'all this tool. Most of y'all already know about this, but I'm gonna work on it over the weekend. To sharpen it up, and I'm gonna really start paying close attention to it. This is the risk console, just like this right here. This is the risk console that I've been talking about. The thing is phenomenal, honestly. It's been going crazy. I think it's ready. I just have something that I want to do over the weekend, and then I'm just gonna be watching. I'm gonna try to get it to update to the point where I really don't have to touch nothing. So it had gave the call, but I was too late to getting the call out or whatever. But it gave the call, and told us where to go. I messed with it. Long story short, we're gonna have it to the point where you won't even have to look at the terminal unless you want to, because it looks nice. But I have, and you can't see this unless you're one of these following snipers. You can see they have access to it. So and boom, it told us when to get into the trade. It'll be like calls active above 0 gamma, positive squeeze running to projection $754.20, and it'll give you a current price down here, current spot price, blah blah, and then boom, target met, bank profits and trail longs to $754.20, still in target. and then your current spot price $754.35. So that's this tool is amazing. So I'm gonna try to get it ready before we go premium next month. Again, we go premium next month. If you're a member, we're gonna give you a discount. If you're already in the Discord, you're gonna get grandfathered in. We got to see how we're gonna go about that as well as discount. And yes, next. So just pay attention to that next month. That's all I have to talk. That's all I had to talk about. I just wanted to show that tool because that thing made me some money, and we got a bunch of things, and I'm working on something else too that I've been working on for months, not done yet, but it's gonna be one of my most amazing things that I've ever done in my life. I think so. So we're just upgrading, improving, elevating. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we dropping. As you can see, that website is so amazing. Like I put it on the live YouTube live. There's no other website that someone said that someone made a comment said this is a fire free website. Overall, fire website. There's no other website, no competitor, if you will, that has a website for this cheap of a price with all of this, all of the value that's in it. And then you have someone that's showing you step by step how to use it. They're not just collecting your money. They're actually showing you how to use it and how to make money off of it so you can get the money that you paid for this site back within a few weeks. We have that. We have the two amazing individuals, Talisha and Rams, and then everybody else that's with us that help out, that's very vocal. We have everything. We literally everything. And if we don't got it, we'll have it soon. We just here to take over, literally take over and actually help heal whatever trauma or whatever you're struggling with, and not just the market. It's not just about the stock market. We go as deep as into it with the mind. I'm very into that. But again, you won't find no place like this, and I don't say that just because this is something that I'm in and that I helped start and stuff. This is literally like I just sit here. I've been in so many discords, and this is the first. There's been a Discord where I seen they want you to win, but you can't become bigger than the program. I was in what is it called? Aristotle's. His is good. I've been in a few of them, but this is not like there's no other Discord, whatever, Patreon. I don't care what you talking about. I don't care who hearing. You ain't gonna find nothing like what we providing because we really sincerely care about everybody that's in here. Like again, not even about the stock market. You going through anything in life, I will stop the whole trading live, whatever, and we here for you. Like this is something that you can't find nowhere at all. And
amen.
The value is just crazy. Like again, we taught you how to make laundry detergent. Like, come on, that's just crazy in itself. But like I said, you can't find it nowhere. We here to take over, and we really here to teach everybody how to fish for themselves. And guess what? We don't want nothing back in return at all. Like, and we want y'all to be better than us. We're not going to stop you from elevating. So this is somewhere where you can just keep growing and expanding. You don't have a ceiling here at all. And just, I don't know, man. I just watched the vision come together, and it's amazing. Every single day I watch it, and it just like, wow, I had this with just a thought. None of this was here. Brought the thought to Rams. Rams said something about the Discord, and then we just started. Then we added Talisha. We just started going crazy, man. All praise is due to Allah, nobody else. Not myself, not Talisha or Rams. All praise is due to God. That's what I wanted to say about that. I feel like it's something else, but I can't really think. Did you want to add something else? I made the laundry detergent too, Charlotte. Oh my God. Well, I made it, but I used that batch that I made with y'all, and I gave it to my grandmother. She like, you know how people, we're just so programmed. Like, you'd rather go use that blue diluted chemical laundry detergent that you got to spend $30 for, that's going to last you 2-3 weeks, versus what I just made that's going to last 3 months. Long story short, she was like, I don't know, you got to use that thing first before I try. I'm like, all right, Umi, but this thing don't got no chemicals or nothing, you heard? But yeah, but that was amazing. I love that we did that last Wednesday. I loved, or 2 weeks ago. That was so amazing. I love doing stuff like that and just really learning how to.
Uma wanted to make sure you wasn't gonna mess up the color in her clothes.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but really it's just the ones that's harder to change, the ones opinions that's harder to change is your grandmas and your great grandmas. No matter what it comes down to, they're just programmed. So I can say everything that I want to say. It's just and it ain't gonna clean like this laundry detergent I got right here. So but my bad, Rams. You got anything?
Nah, Charla, safe flight. I just seen that you commented you're about to get on that plane.
Oh yeah, yup, safe flight. This camp Discord has changed my whole insight on trading.
That was big.
Thank you.
It's not just about stocks. My sophomore year has been amazing thanks to y'all vision. Much appreciate, much love from Pat.
Word.
AV said you guys are such a blessing. I thank God for y'all. Yeah, Trina said that's so nice. But Talisha, I know she's at her daughter's thing.
Man, these kids is driving me crazy. No, I don't have anything.
You
I don't have anything.
She's like, I'd rather be talking stocks.
Because I was about to say, just put yourself on mute and go ahead and tear them up if you got to. You know what I mean? But we on live though, so I try to hold back and try not to say too much. I don't know about y'all, but I have disciplines. Say nah, my kids, get it together before I make you get it together. All right. Anyway, so I just want to again say thank you for everybody that's still on here with us. Thank you for everybody that purchased the premium for the Rams website. You'll get it back. He spent so much time on that, and I seen him go through every emotion, and now he gets to just sit back. And we got out that first week crazy. Well, the first day was crazy, but now we get to sit back and just watch everything come together and watch the blessings and stuff. I love seeing people go through emotions and come out on the other side of it, because when you're watching them go through the emotions, they don't think they're gonna come out on the other side of it. They're gonna think it's gonna keep being something. Long story short, it's amazing to just witness it. And I love watching Rams and Talisha elevate. I get to see it more than y'all because I'm in the snipers camp with them. It's just us three. All the ideas. We just was talking about how amazing we are. Let us pat our backs. But we just was talking about how amazing we were, how amazing we are, and how good we work together and stuff. Like 2 days ago. But it's something to sit there and just like it's hard for people to notice what they're doing in the process. They notice it after they done accomplished it. I'm one of those people that could notice what we're doing in the process. And I just was telling them how great they are. And like super proud of Talisha, the confidence, amazing. Man, it's up from here. I just asked for y'all to walk with us. We'll give y'all fishing rods. We're not gonna teach you how to fish. We're going to teach you how to fish. We're not going to help you fish. And hopefully most of y'all stay when we go premium in the Discord and find other people to join. We got everything. We even got how to, or beyond the honeymoon. That's probably one of my favorite ones now. And that's to help better relationships. And if you are in a good relationship, we ask that you just give us your knowledge that you have. And it's all about becoming stronger leaders. So we had to make sure we made that. And we got everything for the most part. I'm sure we're going to think of other stuff, but I've never seen a Discord like this, though, at all. We got love in there. We got faith in there. What's the strongest frequency that you can have? Love. strongest, the highest energy of all, of course, is God. We have a channel dedicated to God. You're not going to find that nowhere. Again, we open up next month. Thank you for everybody that tuned in with us. I'll leave y'all off with the highest human act that you can achieve is to inspire. You won't find like-minded individuals like us too. We're all on the same frequency. And if you're a negative person, you'll get kicked out. Serve others, provide, make someone smile, make someone laugh. You never know, you could stop someone from killing themselves. I have something on my mind. I don't know what it is. That's why I keep stopping. Somebody need me. But serve others, man. Like, I dedicate my life to serving others, and not even just the Discord. It's outside this Discord. I help a lot of people with this right here. I like, once you see somebody come from where you come from and change, rewire their whole life and stuff, and you can see the benefits and the blessings that they got, they're going to come to you. They come to me, and I just love helping people evolve and figure out what this thing of ours does and how it's the most powerful creation on this planet. So I just love talking, and I love serving y'all. Thank you for your time. I know time is our most important asset that we have. I'm going to die doing this, just teaching people how to become their highest form that they can become. I don't want to do nothing else but just serve. That's it. And I know I'm gonna die like this, but I appreciate everybody that's on here. Make sure you're serving though. Make sure you're trying to make this world a better place. You don't got to change everybody's life, but just change one person's life that could spark the mind of. Pac says I don't got to be the one that's going to change this world, but I'm going to be the one that sparks the mind of that person that changed this world, and that is the goal. That is the vision. And then we got so much more. I'm looking to, man, Snipers Command Center. We need a farm. We need all that. The vision is there, but we're gonna see what Allah does for us. And we're gonna. Angie talked about the book channel thing. I read so much. I'm not sure if I want to do that as well. I don't know. I do like talking. No, I don't know
We
though.
changed it out. We were gonna do chart and wine.
Oh, chart and wine. Okay, yeah. Abs far away from that.
We're gonna do that.
So,
but I did want to share one thing. I just want to give Rams his flowers because I remember specifically when he first started this site and how much like labor and money and sweat, tears, aggression, frustration has all gone into building it. So like amazing to see it now be subscription based and people really getting value off of it and taking trades off of it. And Meta, for example, that hit hard showed up in the screener, right? So it's just really cool. And you did a fantastic job, Rams, sharing the site, walking us through it. It's just dope to see it all come together.
That's a fact.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I'm smiling because Rams do not hold his emotions. Boy, you could tell when he's triggered. You could tell when he's triggered. So it's so refreshing for us just to watch him accomplish this, bro. Now you get to sit back and chill.
Yeah, y'all better get in for the price go up.
Yeah, because Talisha been in his ear. Talisha been in his ear for months. I remember when
I'm like $40 is too cheap.
Yeah. I remember we had our meeting, everything. It don't matter what it is, merch or anything. Talisha like, you sure? Like, but I get it though. She's definitely right. We could definitely hit y'all with higher prices, but she'd be playing as well, but she knows that we discount the price a little too much. But again, we make it affordable where everybody can afford it, and just he really doing it because he really want to help y'all. Yeah, Rams, I don't even know how you came up with that idea, but that was amazing. That website.
I've been cooking for a long time.
You got anything you want to share?
Nah, that's it, man. I really appreciate you guys. You guys that really subscribe on the first, second day. I mean, wow, like that blew my mind. Like that was really emotional moment for me right there. Like TNAB said, this This has taken a long time. A lot of errors, a lot of meetings back and forth with all these, like, I call them sharks because that's what they are, man. Like, these people are bar chart and your usual whales. I'll be having these meetings with these guys and they don't care, bro. They'll leave you broke. They'll leave you broke. These people, they sharks, the way they do business. And it was so tough. And, I don't come from that world. So dealing with all these people and them telling me all these rules and all this stuff, I really had to, like, get in my boxing bag and pivot on them. Like, they thought they were going to push me out. I was like, nah, you got somebody else in front of you. But that's besides the point, man. We making this happen no matter what. I don't care how hard it's been, how hard it's yet to be. We're going to keep moving forward because it's just the attitude we carry. But I really appreciate all of you guys because really without all of this, without the Snipers HQ, without Ab, Talisha, without all of you snipers in here, none of this would have been possible. Without this whole trading world, without seeing the pain that it can really bring to somebody, the trauma of following certain things, losing money, and people just brush it off like it's nothing, but it's your hard-earned sweat, blood, and tears. How you go and get this money? You wake up early every day. You go to work. You out here doing all this just to go and, like, dude. But nobody's teaching you. Nobody's giving you the actual fishing rod that works. Everybody just want to give you the stick with the little string here. Do something with that because they want to keep the good stuff for themselves. And that's where, on the real, like, not even to toot the horn, we shine because it's not about us keeping stuff for ourselves. It's about how can we create something where we can have people come here so they can actually learn. They can learn. You don't even need us once you learn. Really, you want to stay, hang, call out plays, make money together. That's the plan. But we're teaching you how to do this for yourself. And ain't nothing better than that. And when Ab always says it on the line, like, serve others, that be hitting me so hard for, like, however long Ab's been doing the Zooms. He's always said this line. And it's like, that really touches me because that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. Anything I know, if I see the next person next to me struggling with something I know that I can make it clear for them, I'm going to make it clear for you. I'm going to put you on. I'm not going to hold nothing from you. I'm not going to secretly hold something back and not teach you. And I'm only going to give you something so you can crash on the wall. Nah, I'm going to show you how to get to that wall. And then I'm going to show you how to bust through that wall. So any knowledge I got, guys, I'm passing right on. Yeah.
I was trying not to say nothing, but oh my God. So, like, y'all already know me. Hi, it's Levine. Rams, you are not just the GOAT. Like, you too, Ab. You get your own bag, but this is about Rams.
I don't want one.
And it's because I've had this conversation with so many people, including Angie. And it ain't nothing against nobody. I started on YouTube watching Chris Sane before I joined him, before I found Patreon with Trap and all of that. And it was always my thought, like, I don't mind giving you my money, but don't nickel and dime me. You know what I'm saying? Don't put me here and be like, oh, okay, we got this. Right? But the way you're talking is like it's higher and more levels to it. And then once you got me, now you want to sucker me in. Oh, okay. Well, we did that. In a month, I'm gonna do bang. And then in 3 weeks, I'm gonna do bang. Like, that is something that turns older people off, and it discourages people from being so trusting and wanting to be giving. And that was one of the things that I was praying on. Every Zoom we had, every live we had, I was like, I really want to stick with this. I don't want to be finicky or flaky and be like, okay, just another one of somebody trying to get your money. And I can tell whoever's listening, wherever platform you're on, this is it. It's like no holds barred. Rams is the mastermind behind the AI. Professor T is the professor, and she's a professor not just because of the knowledge, but because of the patience and the way she's able to take it down and break it down. And Ab is the energy. Just make sure he got his CMOS and everybody's well behaved. But if I could say it for anyone anywhere, this is it. This is definitely it. Amen. And I'm going to keep us in prayer so we can keep growing and elevating and changing lives. Amen.
Do y'all like think I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just very straight to the point, blunt. I'm not mean or nothing. But all right. I do want everybody to know though, this is the Snipers Command Center. At the end of the day, that's the whole thing. I understand the Snipers HQ, but that's only the Discord. And the reason why I say this before we leave off here, because we're gonna make a lot of money, and Talisha already, Rams already made y'all a lot of money. But we're not a signal Discord. I didn't do it for y'all to follow my plays. I did it so y'all can understand why I'm getting these plays. That's why I always drop my thesis behind it and stuff like that. But I know I made y'all a shit ton of money. The whole reason why I'm saying this is because don't fall a victim to the money because you're going. I mean, it's so easy to do it. Just like me personally, I'm not here for the stock market no more. I understand it's something way bigger than that. I just use it as a tool to help others and stuff like that. But that's not my end goal. I just don't want y'all to get lost in it because the stock market can make you a depressed person. So make sure you get your money, but still take care of your mind and your life and know there's more than just money. Because once you get in here, that greed just like doubles down and stuff. Like it's people don't understand. Like there's people that kill themselves over the stock market. This stuff is really deep here. It's a mind game. It's the hardest mind game on this planet. And that's why we do our Wednesday lives. I just want you to stay in touch with the person that with the higher source that created you. Just stay in touch, keep faith, stay aligned, and don't just want money. I just want to be a millionaire. Well, when you become a millionaire, what are you going to do with the million that's going to help others? That's how you should think. So I don't want everybody to fall a victim to money because it's so easy. Because we don't really think about it, but that stock market starts taking over your life when you're trying to master these charts. You stop thinking about your family. You stop thinking about your husband, your wife, your kids. I mean, you still think about them, but you start taking away that love that they need. And it's a selfish thing, but we don't even notice that. I just want you to really understand this game is more than just charts. It can consume your whole life and break up your family if you allow it to, especially with day trading, if you allow it to, because you're going to be on the charts all day. That's why I say that. But if you're just in and out, okay. But I just want y'all to know that this could really ruin your life and make you a depressed person, make you overstimulated. If you wasn't an overstimulated person and now you wonder all of a sudden why you are, it's because of the stock market. You don't have nowhere to release that stuff. You got to start praying and stuff like that. But again, that's all I had to say. I pray everybody have an amazing, blissful day. I pray you find yourself. If you're lost, I pray that God shows you your path in life. I pray that you're healed or will be healed soon. I pray for abundance for you, blessings, prosperity, and a better health. And I pray that you have a stronger mind. And I pray that you defeat anybody that's up against you. Because if God is with you, then who can be against you? And I stand on that. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, peace, love, light, and healing upon everybody watching.